up, everybody? Lenae Stacks, her quiet power. I'm gonna be going over some of these things that um, I use in order to do my editing project. I got a lot of DMs on this one. A lot of emails, more emails than DMs. So people wanted to know, did he say what we think he said? Yes, he did, and I'm going to play it in its entirety. It's short. It's very short. Let me bring it up. These are the vendors from an event SETI put on. The vendors from the event that SETI put on. So the way that who took the stage, it was SETI, it was Brother Polite, and then it was Umar. Okay. They're going to tell you which each one talked about, but I will tell you also, I'll have to do a video about Umar and his military tactics, which I'm going to be quite honest, we have a lot of issues to consider before we start playing around with military tactics. And the reason is because we just got so many problems. And then you apply military tactics to a people that are already deprived and structurally disadvantaged. You're gonna hit some problems. And I don't have to tell anyone about that has served. Um, we want to make sure we're developing this environment that is without conflict, and we are trying to encourage communal living. Um, and there's a lot of stuff that could go on. I'll just give you some of them. It could turn your mindset into thinking that your neighbors, people that you live amongst, your community, they're adversaries. It can prioritize control over capacity building. Another one, I mean, there's psychological things that can take place. One that sticks out in my head is creating internal hierarchies. We are not doing well with having leaders. There are a lot of things, even watching the conscious community, they're running in like a crime family, like hush hush on all. No, no. If you don't have a way to check certain things, then it needs to be above board so that the people can check it. Just all kind of confusing opposition for disloyalty, especially in this day and age where our children are growing up with a very jacked up mentality about what respect, loyalty, and the op is. We have to reshape that. But there's so many things when you are dealing with that, and we got to take a deeper look at some things like discipline, prepping. Black people believe that preparation is having a deep freezer. That ain't gonna work. Everything, logistics, contingency planning, organization, accountability, coordinating, intelligence gathering. We got to get rid of these conspiracies. You have a community that wants this but stays inside of a box, and they don't go outside of that box to learn about the enemy, the temperament of them. um you can't you can't do that. You got to know your enemy. And then black people that go and venture off into other spaces, they are not supported, regardless. They're not supported or even left alone. You got people out here, they're boule, they're masons, they're an agent, they're CIA, whatever. That shit will not work. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. because you have to have a level of trust. People have to be able to move around for intelligence gathering. So the my lineage on one side is known for going into places because they can pass, but they maintained a level of trust with others because they could go in those spaces and the others knew that they couldn't. So the information or the footing that they brought back, there had to be a level of trust. Colorism couldn't be nowhere around if you talking about intelligence gathering. You can't be jealous of someone because they're lighter skinned and they're fair, or they're green eyed and freckled and whatever, because they can go into these spaces and trust that it's not something that they're trying to get away from them people or denounce them. They're going in there to bring information back. And then you can't be green eyed, fair skinned, freckles, and all that other stuff. Go into spaces and let those spaces get to your head. You got to stay on point. Bring that information back and share it with others so that, and that's a part of intelligence gathering. So, colorism, it has no place. Classism has no place. You can't be jealous of people because they are economically better off than you. But if you are economically better off, you have a responsibility to, give something back, bring something back. But all this stuff, and I want to go off into it, but I've already went far enough. All this stuff has to be taught in the second womb, in the home. It has to be taught. We have to go back to reframing, restructuring the Black home, so that regardless of whatever, you lean to your strengths. And that's where the community comes in and say, okay, he burnt out. It's only you and the kids. This is how we step in. This is how we rectify that. If that don't work, come back, report, and then we'll get something else going for you. That should be how things are done. You can't sit and be like, how can we solve this problem? The problem, once you get to the root, and you solve the major issues, the symptoms will disappear. But you can't get stuck up on, or you can't not stuck up, but you can't get locked on the symptoms. You got to go to the root. And then if you don't see the symptoms dissipating, then you bring in a solution. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna go on. I just don't feel, in a short way of saying it, the stuff that Umar is talking about works well in text form. It does not work well, and this is a lot of stuff for him in his lectures. When applied, it doesn't play to our strengths. Okay, let's keep moving.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? With the all-time great celebrating our greatness. We was at the monumental event. You know what I'm saying? Talk to us about what you feel about tonight's monumental event, gathering of the young masters. This is not a scorecard, so I'm not gonna ask you, who was better and all that. You feel me? It was more like a marathon race where the baton was being passed off. So, I'm sure that some things resonated with some people more than others or what have you. But in terms of a unified format, how do you think that it all worked cohesively together?
I honestly feel like every single master that was here were masters in their own rights. They each had a certain category where they excelled in. You know what I'm saying? So I think whoever was here, all 300 plus people that was here, was very fortunate to have been here, because I think we all left here with a little bit or a lot of bit more knowledge than we actually came here with. You know what I'm saying? Vendors included, we probably left with a little bit more bread in our pockets, less load to carry home, you know what I'm saying? Lighter loads, you know what I'm saying? So, we should all just be thankful, man.
Yeah, this is the village for real.
So this is, really life in marvelous times. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that I'm here to experience it with my brothers, my supporters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is one thing I do love about the conscious community is that they have these gatherings. I absolutely love this. Um, I know everybody's not able to get out and have them, based off of schedules, work, and stuff. But I really felt, and it's sad because we couldn't go forth with what we wanted to do afterwards. But when we had that event, it does feel better, and I want to go back to doing events. And I have something to tell you guys about that. But it does feel better once you've been around the community, you've been around people, and you are there under, regardless of whatever, under the one thing that you believe in, and that tie that binds is your black people. So I love that feeling.
About your consensus as an observer, as a benefactor, you know what I'm saying, of all the beautiful rays that was spread today, information that was relayed, how do you feel that this worked cohesively? Everybody engaged in their own particular right.
I thought it was a great mixture of the different energies, you know what I'm saying? Said he came out here, House of Fire set it off, got the people up.
The hype man.
The light came in, calmed the people down, dealt with some real information that could be uplifting as far as economics. And Brother Umar just shut it down, you know what I mean? Shut it down, touched on all the topics, you know what I mean? Real talk, you know what I mean? Indeed.
Indeed.
Peace. My name's Clico. I was looking forward to the event. First off, because I knew it was going to be a large crowd, people from different areas, because said he does that. He brings that crowd out. So, I was thankful to see a big crowd, get your network on and everything. Plus, he came with the material, and the synchronicities on some of the stuff that he was saying really resonated with me.
And I love that they have the babies there. If it's appropriate, I love when the babies are there. People was mad because we wanted babies at the event. I love babies. Kids don't bother me as long as what's being talked about is not offensive or too much for the kids. I like to hear them. They are the sound of life to me. Call me crazy, but that's what I like. I love hearing them crying. I love hearing them laughing. I like hearing them sit down, get in trouble, and all that other. I love it. I love the way I like walking into a school and hearing the kids. I don't know. It just does something to me.
Then polite dude. He was getting in with the economics.
He drives that point home.
Yeah,
if you don't get it after hearing it for like the second, third, fourth time,
right? After the sixth,
yeah. He just jumped in his little conversation. You can see his face. He's like, "Man, I was talking."
Yeah,
you're just not gonna get it.
But Umar Johnson, though, that's the thing. Umar Johnson was showing applicable strategies. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And
strategies are very important.
Look, he was giving us the enemy strategy and then giving us the playbook. Yeah,
right.
Giving us all the playbook.
It was like the rewriting of the 48 laws of power for the Black Power, aspect of things.
Yo, that's my word.
I mean?
That's why I had it titled.
And it's kind of like, it's nice to hear these things. They do make you feel strong. They make you feel empowered. But we got to start implementing this stuff. Real talk. You got to start implementing, supporting that kind of stuff, because that is what's going to save us in the long run.
In my head back there.
That's where that brother at, matter of fact. Let me holler at him about drafting that joint up before the next lecture.
When it's going to be available for the general public.
Exactly.
For real.
Yeah, a light bulb went on. Hold on.
Yo.
Real quick.
What's up?
Otep, you was in.
Oh, I just noticed this. Umar is standing right here.
The building as well, please. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
I would like your honest opinion as a recipient, you know what I'm saying, of tonight's forum, information that was dispensed. How do you feel in terms of, did you feel like you got a full plate?
Oh, of course, most definitely.
That's how he came over.
And what's so
I walked over, and because I always wonder, I was like, what? How did he know they were recording? So he's back here. The guy with the hat on it was just talking about um, the military tactics. Walked over and got him.
The good about it is when we come out and you see the masses and we gather up like this, there's networking going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're not on the Facebook, on the YouTube all the time.
Right.
It's
It's
a
real deal.
connective energy right here.
Yeah.
That's going on. You're seeing people in real life that have the same concepts and ideologies that you have, and
Right.
we're building and we're trying to do good. You know, and one thing about Brother Umar, you know,
Now watch what he says. This is why I never noticed this in the background. He's pointing at him, but I want you to listen to what he says.
I talk to him a lot. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I talk to him.
He says that he talks to him a lot.
I ask him questions on, so what you think about so and so, and he'll just give me like a 2-word answer.
Right.
I'm like,
Remember what I said. He's not the same person that y'all get on the internet. He's not that guy. Listen.
yeah, man, I thought you was about to break it down like you do
Oh
in the
yeah.
lecture.
Oh, he hold
you
them
know?
joints for the lecture.
He's not the same person. And see, when he expects women to use, this is crazy. Umar has no personality outside of what he does. There is no personality there. None. Now, this is a man telling you. Because when I said it, they was like, well, he didn't like you. No, he's not. He's not that person. Now, he's like that up until you get to know him. Once that mask slip off, he ain't that dude. And I didn't force a lot of conversations because I know he talks a lot anyway, but I didn't force a lot of conversations because I felt like it was a space to rest. You know what I mean? I didn't want to talk about too much. The first time I came out there, I was stressed the hell out. I was like, I was just happy to be out of Kansas City because I felt like out of the state, everything, I had all kinds of stuff going on. Not nothing bad, just work, business, everything was all happening. And then I was going through trying to get a new funder because I told you what happened to the guy that I was doing the events with. So I was going through that. But I'll tell you more about that after this. But I didn't want to talk too much either. I wasn't looking for anything. It was a stressful time in my life. I just wanted to relieve stress. I had a lot of stuff on my plate. So, and texting him and all of that stuff was kind of like my getaway from it. Even when I couldn't be present. It's a lot of the reason why I didn't date, because men require presence and attention that I wasn't willing to give. Okay, so let's keep going.
When you go up there, it just come out crazy, and you just.
When he goes up there, it just comes out crazy. Yeah, and so a lot of the women expect for him to be, or no, I think that he expects women, he needs a fangirl. You don't want to get to know somebody. You want somebody that is fucking with you because of who you are. And I didn't realize this until I got in this space with who I'm with now. He has a personality outside. And I'm not trying to compare the two. I'm just telling you guys, he's got a life outside of what he does. There's a whole personality. Now, when he gets doing what he's doing, you know, that's that persona. It's not the same person that I deal with, but they are each their own persona. He does not, and never has, and I'm going to dance around this, he's never been a type of person to be like, I'm so famous. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so famous this is the way you have to be around me, or yeah, I've never heard him talk like that. I've never, that's how I know this is all performative. And we've talked about it. In his opinion, and I'll let this go, is that Umar has not entered into being, notoriety gracefully. He struggles with it. Because most people, and not even only who I'm dealing with, but other people that I know, I've never heard them be like, I'm so known, I can't even go to the grocery store. I can't do this. It's not a normal conversation that they have. Even in interviews, you think I'm lying? Go look it up. They're not like that. It's pretentious, and it just like, woe is me. But I will say Umar does not have a personality aside from who he is. So you can't, he comes on these things talking about these women, they want to get with me, and like he's some great, and he hasn't shown, hey, I have a personality outside of all of this. Even on the movement, he has no plan. He has no program for a woman to enter into. Because even to be in that space and he talking about, I don't know how, it's all bullshit. Because if you know that you are in London with tactical vests and stuff, people around you with tactical vests and doing all that, that bullshit, but you can be here where we have mass shootings, and you seen what happened with Charlie Kirk, and you don't walk around with no vest, no guards, unless it's somewhere where he can make that look like something. But you've literally been in the airport and people have seen you by yourself, you be out in the streets walking and stuff. Give it up, man. But my point is, if you felt like that, then you wouldn't be having women just coming back to your room in their city and you don't know what's going on. And I've talked to him about that. Like, I know he don't listen to rap, and I'm like, you ain't never heard of Mona Lisa? Listen to Lil Wayne shit. You cannot be just like inviting women to y'all. They'll leave that door open and have somebody run up in there on your ass. Or it's not hard because he's completely out of it when he, it's not hard. Anybody can get to you. And it's not even that. The other part of it is, and all that, they could be an agent, something like, you knew I worked for the government. You never asked me what I did. Never. I'm not worried about what the internet thinks. People from my job was there. He never said, what do you do? He never said he never asked any questions like, I'm about to put you in my space in a room where I'm just fall asleep. I don't know if you're going to go unlock the door and let niggas run up on me or not. So we can kill that shit. We can kill all of it. You don't know if I'm going through your phone, what's going on. He doesn't care. He's completely aloof. And so the other side to that, and I mean, I don't know. It's just, there are dudes that move weight that are more cautious about the women that they put around him. I'm going to just be honest. It's dudes that out here pushing straps and moving weight that really be watching their back. He's not street savvy. He doesn't think like that. He don't put chicks up. If you're going to have a woman around you, put a woman around you. If you feel like you could be, got to or got at, put people around you that protect you, and he doesn't have that. Even as far as with me going out there with his mother, You don't know what I'm gonna do, who I'm gonna let up in there. You don't know what I'm videotaping. You don't know anything. He doesn't know and he doesn't care. That's what it is. The worst thing that he could think of is an exposure. And then he has no game, no program that a woman comes in like, this is my program. Now, when I say program, I'm speaking about like this is the game. If you're gonna be close to me, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. I don't want that. Or I need to let you be on your way. It's none of that. I was playing with him and I was like, I said, I was just playing, but I forget that he doesn't have a sense of humor. I said, well, that's fine. I'll just, what did I say? I was talking about the woman that ran up on him on stage. I said, that's fine. I just run up in one of them events playing. If you do that, you're cut. Like, I was like, I'm not running up in those. What the fuck do you think this is? But you don't know me. You don't know me. You don't know my temperament. You don't know anything about me. You wanted me to come back to your room in Kansas. He don't even know about Kansas City. These Kansas City is wild. They will put you down. They don't care nothing about no status. We still trying to live down Mac Dre incident. They don't care. Drake was at the front. What is he at the front? Des talking about some y'all told my tour bus. Yeah, they told that shit. You parked it wrong, it's out of here. But I'm Drake. Yeah, well. We're not status people, but somebody will find out he's on here. If you go on Google, it says that he's worth some money. Babe, you don't know me. You don't know my background. You don't know anything about me. It could have been somebody that I didn't even know. They just, you know how shit could happen. He's not cautious. He's not cautious at all. But I was like, no, I'm not coming back to your room. I'll be out there to Philly if I want it. But, that's just what he is. But don't present like you that dude that gotta be guarded and stuff. Like, dude, you don't guard yourself. Okay, so we heard what he said. We know that's the temperament. What I've been telling you guys, he is not the same person online as offline. Okay, so here we go.
Let's go off. You know what I mean? So that's what's up.
Here we go.
I'm about to rate Pill for his jewelry.
Y'all, let's play it again because people thought he said, I'm about to break. He could have said break. He didn't say break. Let's play it again.
Oh, he want them joints for the lecture.
When he go up,
here we go.
I'm about to rate Pill for his jewelry.
So y'all, that's it. I don't know why the hell he walked up and said that shit. There's only one thing that tells me. And why would you say it coming up from behind on a man? And you're talking to a group of men. Now I want you guys to pay attention. He's uncomfortable. They're uncomfortable. You have made this whole situation uncomfortable. I don't know why he did this. Let's keep going.
It's not necessary, you know what I'm saying? Because
He said that ain't necessary. It's not necessary with the New York accent. Okay, let's back it up because I want to hear it again because this shit is bonkers. I'm around dudes all the time. I have never heard a dude say, give me, boy, I'm about to rape you for that scat, or boy, I'm about to rape you for that track hog, or boy, I'm about to rape you for your chain. You just don't say that, and I don't mean to laugh. I'm really uncomfortable. You don't say that shit, not to women, not to men. You don't use that word at all. Let's watch it again. And I apologize for anybody that's triggered I'm not laughing because of that. I'm laughing because this is just it's an uncomfortable situation. So let's watch it again.
Pill for his jewelry.
All them joints for the lecture.
When he go up there, it just
Watch how the mood changes.
come out crazy and he just go off. You know what I mean? So that's what's up.
Here we go.
I'm about to rate Pill for his jewelry.
It's not necessary, you know what I'm saying? Because we can actually make this jewelry accessible.
Goofy as hell. Why would you come up and say that shit to these men? The man, you can tell he's been talking, everything's been cool. He's trying to gather, like, what the fuck did this nigga say? And just gather himself and keep this going so it looks professional. I would have been like, nigga, what? But let's keep going.
When we drop the 48 Laws of Black Power, written by Umar Johnson. Yes, indeed. As long as you let me do the foreword, you know what I'm saying? I want to have that book ready for the next lecture.
That's the war book.
Because
his face, because I gotta stop pausing. I'm gonna play it back because I want you to watch him. He gonna lean into the camera and be like, man, like, hold on. This is some terrible thing to do. Let's play it all the way.
okay.
So that's what's up.
Here we go.
I'm about to rate Pill for his jewelry.
It's not necessary, you know what I'm saying? Because we can actually make this.
You see how he came in the thing like, what, nigga?
What's up?
Here we go.
I'm about to rate Pill for his jewelry.
It's not necessary, you know what I'm saying? Because we can actually
He wasn't
make this
smiling
jewelry
or anything. He wasn't smiling like like he's still smiling about it. The dude on the side of you is not smiling. He leaned over like,
Here we go.
I'm about to rate Pill for his jewelry.
It's not necessary, you know what I'm saying? Because we can actually make this jewelry accessible when we drop the 48 Laws of Black Power, written by Umar Johnson. Yes, indeed. As long as you let me do the foreword, you know what I'm saying? I want to have that book ready for the next lecture.
you see how he side-eyeing this dude? Like, dude, you was weird. I feel you, young man. This is a weird dude. And why would you say that there's kids at the event? Why would you do that? Why would you say that? Oh, I got secondhand embarrassment. And I just feel some type of way.
It's the war book.
Because you came with some strategies, man. It was so poignant. And I'm so appreciative for you engaging the audience and putting that seed, that voice in the back of their minds that's going to force them to ask them these questions. A lot of people, some people are going to have a very uncomfortable night because they're not going to be able to go to sleep until they get these answers. And then some people are going to go to sleep so certified that they're going to wake up tomorrow with this full plate that they got. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
extra strengthened. It's going to merge with their fibers and their tendons and their muscles, and they're going to wake up stronger and better Black warriors for this particular struggle. For that, we say thank you.
Thank you, brother.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
I know that you wasn't here to actually hear, you know what I'm saying, your
This is the other thing that bothered me. You are on, it just makes sense to me. If SETI brought them there, that everybody would be there and they would support each other. Let's watch what he says.
Thank you.
I know that you wasn't here to actually hear, you know what I'm saying, your predecessors.
Yes, indeed.
And their presentations.
Brother Polite, Brother
but
SETI,
it
much
seemed
respect.
that, the spirit walked you in here and you would think that you were sitting right here in the audience because you merged both platforms.
Brought it all together.
And brought.
Now, from what I hear, and I don't know if this is the one, we will figure it out together. But I hear that he got there late. And is this the one where he got there late and started, and there were elders there or something, and he just started being very mean and nasty and yelling? Who was that told that story? Was that Tyreek? I watch so much stuff, but why would you not be there if you know that they're there? Why wouldn't you be there to support them? He got there late. Who knows? Maybe it was traffic or something. But let's keep going.
Strategy. How important is strategy in wartime?
Strategy is extremely important because strategy is the objectives of war. And if the strategies are incorrect or ineffective, you
Look at his face.
automatically you lose the war before you go into battle. And if you have the strategy, you got to have the tactics, because the tactics are the particular mental and physical behaviors that you got to carry out to realize
Why are you turning his mouth up like that? It's like
the strategy. A war is only as good as the tactics that grow from its strategy. So in 2012, that's the year strategy, black people. We coming back. That's our year. The ancestors about to open up the cosmos and give us a shot at divinity reclaimed. And we are not going to deny them or disappoint them. We on this. 2012 is our year, black people.
it ain't nothing happened. I hate that.
Get ready. RBG Bomb Squad, Marcus Garveyite, #1, race first renegade forever.
Boom. Drop the bomb.
You be killing when you drop the bomb on the show. Yeah.
And then he got on some weird ass shoes. Okay. Y'all, that was strange. That was really, really strange. But that was one. I gave a lot of commentary. Let's go to the next one. I can't call it. I might spoil it. I don't know what be going on in people's heads, bro. I don't know why that was said. I don't understand these things. I don't know. We're gonna go to the next one that was used, the clip that I used. Here it is. Hold on. Now, you know what? Before we do that, if you don't mind, if you do not mind, I want to take you down memory lane because it's going to make a lot of sense. It's going to make a lot of sense. So let's go here. And I'm trying, let's see. Let me bring this up for y'all real quick. And the reason why I'm doing this is because a lot of this stuff you have to have background on. And a lot of people that have been around and been knowing Umar, then you may or may not have seen this. But I feel like this is something we need to go over because it just makes sense to. It's so much stuff I want to show y'all, but we're gonna stick to the important things. Sorry, I gotta roll through the watch history here. Here we go. I'm gonna go ahead on and do. Hold on. Okay, so now we're gonna go to this. This is important to do this like this before the next clip because I'm going to make a point. I want to tie this all together. Okay? So this is Umar Johnson exposing Tariq Nasheed. Now, he don't want nobody to talk about him. But I honestly believe it's different from my exposure because these are the people that you worked with. I don't work around these people. I exposed him, but the thing about it is that Umar wants to stay in this space, not only this space, but he also wants to go in other spaces. And I'm going to tell you right now, those spaces are off limits to him because he's a talker. He's a chatty patty. So everybody likes somebody messy until until it's time to move. You cannot go into certain spaces because um, even having that conversation with in present day about me exposing him, is this something that you would be worried about having done to you if I get mad, I don't get my way, if we break up? No, I'm not. Because I understand the difference between, like, we've already talked about my reasoning for coming out before I came out and what that would look like and all those other things. But and I didn't take a lot of advice, but it's okay. That's not where I'm going with this. What I'm going with this is that I've had breakups before and they were never public. Umar has had issues before and it has always been public. It's never like take one to the chin, you know what I'm saying? Move on. Somebody say something about me. Oh, well, they don't like me, and move on. No, these turn into all out fits from The Game to Ebony K. Williams. He done been into D.L. Hughley, Harvey. He done been into it with everybody. Everybody he has been into it with. And I believe it is to keep him, the way he sees it, it's a tactic to keep him relevant. The way people that are actually in the industry see it is that you are a chatty patty. You're a motor mouth. You will tell anything you know. Anything. And if it ain't to the public, you will leak it any other way and it'll come out. It's the same way as the Stanky Coochie video. He thought he was murking me. He was murking any chance of getting with a woman that is about anything. Because if my life was set up different, maybe that would have caused me issues. Who wants to gamble with that? Nobody. So it's best for people that are serious not to go anywhere near that, because he'll tear your shit up. He will tear your shit up and don't let you have a life in the public eye. He will get in there and tear your shit up just for the clout of it. Okay, so here we go.
People send it to me. I'm too busy to follow you. People say, Doc, watch this 2-minute clip from Nasheed. Doc, watch this 3-minute clip from Nasheed. I don't follow you.
Now, that is a lot of the reason why you won't see a lot of public support from me. But I got good support. I got support in good areas. I don't need outward show of support. I just need who I got. I love it. I absolutely adore it. Okay, but he's going to be going in. I want you guys to pay attention to how many people catch strays with him telling his story. Unnecessary. Okay, let's go into it.
But the people let me know what's up. Because your ass think you slick. You've been playing Hollywood too long. That makeup and shit you be wearing on your face and all that lip gloss with your sweet ass. You think you...
If he puts stuff on camera, that's normal. That's normal. They do it for TV. It's normal.
Cute.
You should have put something on that damn bump on his lip. Okay, let's just keep going.
Makeup wearing ass dude. I see you. Lips all extra shiny and shit. What kind of metrosexual shit is going on with you, dog? You all up on Hidden Colors, makeup out, lips all super shiny and shit. What you think that shit attractive? That's some beta male shit, homie.
Why? See, he's done told men, why you looking at my chest? Why you looking at my beard? We need some testosterone shots. He said that to men, but look at him.
But let me stick to my message here. I don't want to get too much off task. Level 1, I'm going to wait for your response, and I'm going to King Kong you the next time. I'm going to wait for your response. I'm going to King Kong your ass the next time.
This video is all out of sync, so none of the movements are going to make sense.
Okay. I just got a message from...
I also want to tell you, this man is a 50, well, he's in his 40s there, but I've seen him do it in his 50s. Why do you have on a hat inside of a room? Zero home training. Let's keep going.
Instagram saying that they removed some comments of mine. I never got a message from Instagram, but I just got a message from Instagram saying they removed some comments. I hope they don't end this live feed, brothers and sisters. I'm going to keep going, but I just got a flash from Instagram saying they've removed some comments because it doesn't obey their community standards. That's the same shit Facebook gave me before they suspended me. So I don't know if that's Sister Tarika Nashida doing that weak ass.
It's the same thing with me. Somebody hacking in my Gmail, hacking in my Instagram. No, idiot. It should have been a notice to him, okay, dial it back some. That's his flag. Okay, you're doing too much. And I don't even know if it was to him or one of the people on the live commenting, but I don't know because I don't go live on Instagram. But still, you think he changes? Nope. Let's keep watching.
Ooh. Okay, but I don't know what I'm saying that would require Instagram to remove my posts. But I'm just going to continue. But if it gets stopped, I just want y'all to know somebody's up to something right now. Not everybody want to hear the truth. So, don't mention your name with me, dog. We not on the same level, fam. We ain't on the same level, fam. You got your little Hidden Colors fame, dog. Using everybody else's talents, but that's it. We not on the same level, fam. I'm out here fighting for folks. You ain't fighting for nobody, bro. And then you had the audacity to come in on my fundraiser. You had the audacity to tell people if he stole the money, chalk it to the game. I know you ain't say that. You made 5 documentaries. You made the people give you money for each one of them, and you keep all the profit, not using none of that money to build a single institution in the Black community. You raised money for Hidden Colors 1, and you kept all the proceeds. You raised money for Hidden Colors 2, and you kept all the...
Anybody was around back then? Did Tyreek say that he was going to give... is this his own private crowd? Well, I don't know if it would be private, but is this his own crowdfunding that he did without the platform? Did he say he was going to do something for the community? I don't know. He did build or open up a museum, I've heard, but what was the stipulations around giving the money?
Proceeds. You raised money for Hidden Colors 3, and you kept all the proceeds. You raised money for Hidden Colors 4, and you kept all the proceeds. You raised money for Hidden Colors 8, the last documentary. You kept all the proceeds. I never spoke on that publicly. That's a damn shame that you can't save enough money with the money you make to finance this follow-up video. And then you can't manage to save enough money from this video to finance the next video. You mean to tell me that you're making Black people pay for the production, but yet they don't reap any of the financial rewards? You put all that shit in your pocket, and then you post up a $500 money order that you sent to some daycare center and shit like that's some sort of charity. How the hell is a $500
Well, who has Umar donated any of his earnings and told you guys that he put it into FDMG? And I'm not taking up for Tyreek. I'm not taking up for Tyreek. And this is important for me to show because this is going to lead into something else. And I'll tell you about that in a minute.
$100 money order charity for a dude who's getting tens of thousands to do a documentary and not using none of that revenue to build a single institution. Now, I know when you do your response, you're going to have the institution now. You ain't got no choice because I'm out in
Who the hell is going to have an institution that fast?
your ass. I promise y'all, Tyreek and Nashida going to tell y'all he working on something now because the jig is up. I never spoke on you. I don't know how you feed your family. That's none of my business. If the people want to give you money to make your documentaries so you can live off of them, I don't have a problem with that, bruh. But what you speaking on me for?
A lot of the reason why what he just said is a lot of the reason why I do not tell people what I'm doing offline online. Because Umar, everybody needed to know what was going to happen, like what was going on with his mother, and he gets in front of this shit. He's saying Tyreek is going to do exactly what he does. Once we start talking about hotline, all that other stuff, then all of a sudden this team of women are going out to clean up. A team of women went out to clean up the mother's house. So then when Mia, the nurse that comes out, shows the inside of the house, that's not the way that house looked. It didn't look better, but they did a hell of a job. But there's a lot of things missing. There was a lot of things that were not like that. Not like that. Okay, let's keep going.
You pimping the hood, but that ain't none of my business. What you speaking on me for? You exploiting people's thirst for knowledge, but that ain't none of my business. What you speaking?
Same thing y'all told me. Well, you was cool with it until he left you alone. Well, I'm going to say that to him. You was cool with it. You thought he was pimping the hood, and you still did all them documentaries, and now something done went wrong. You don't like it. Now you speaking out. The double standards are real, guys.
On me for? And then a minute ago, what did I say? I said, you say you against white supremacy, but you love white supremacy.
Well, damn. Ain't that what Tasha K just got into an issue with FBA for? Is that not just what Tasha K basically did? They claim. And he doubles down. Watch.
You know why I say that, Nashida? You little bitch. You know why I say that?
Ooh.
Because when you interviewed me for Hidden Colors 2 at my Moorish Elders bookstore on Lehigh Avenue, for all of you who saw Hidden Colors 2, I was interviewed in my Moorish Elders bookstore. Shout out to Baba Peace and Baba Jack.
So he just brought them in, stray one into.
Tariq Nasheed showed up in Philadelphia with an all-white production team. I don't remember a single brother on that team. You showed up in North Philly with an all-white production team.
Now, I got to stop it here. When we did the event, Umar sent me a text. We did a lot of work at that event. We did a good event. Umar sent me a text. It's dark, remember? He said, turn the lights up, Jack. Because he's paranoid. Unless it's a woman going back to his room that night. But at any rate, he tells me that somebody, and I still got the text, it just came in my brain. I'm going to check on that. A Hispanic man sent me an entire text that he sent Umar. Umar sent it to me. Says that I had a white man as a camera, because remember I told you we had 2 camera crews. That I had a white man videotaping him. Well, first of all, I laughed because I thought it was hilarious that this Hispanic man, you're entertaining that bullshit. But he sends it to me after all this work that we did. Wonderful, wonderful event. Nice, great turnout. He didn't pay for shit. We went up there, picked him up, everything. He says, this is the text I got. We need to make sure that we're using black people. And I told him, I said, he is black. The owner's black. He's biracial. He's fair-skinned. And I laughed it off. Umar didn't like that. He didn't like that. He wanted me to treat it and be as serious about it as he was, but I don't, and it didn't dawn on me right there. Like here snitching ain't it. To me, and I'm not saying this in the context of somebody getting hurt, but grown men don't run and tattle on other people. We don't do that shit. That's not cute. It's not, it is, we don't do that shit. The way his supporters, Dr. Umar, that shit is weird to me. That's very weird. And it be grown ass people that do it. Grown ass people running back and tattling. Shit is weird.
And then when you interviewed me, Hidden Colors 3, Los Angeles, when I got to the studio where you were to interview me, the very interview where I decided I wasn't fucking with you no more, you had an all-white team to produce it again.
Did he care about that when he went on Housewives of Atlanta? Did he care about that? No. The hypocrisy with this man is insane. Insane. Did he not say he went and got contractors because he couldn't find any black contractors, which is full of shit? And I'm going to tell you why. Remember the video I did, I told you guys that those contractors have to go in, they have to register. You don't need to look for a contractor. They're registered. They're ready to go. They implemented this in 2020 after they had that flood. You don't have to go far. All you have to do is go through and contact whatever you need. And most of us, you can tell by the business name or the face on the business, because we love putting our name and our face on businesses and flexing that out. Or if you don't know, look it up. This man had women digging into me, but you don't have no women to help you go through this registry and find a black business. Find me 10 contractors that are black. He won't delegate any responsibility. So what happened is, we're going to keep it G. We're going to do it real funky. He got lazy and just picked somebody. He had a contractor, new generation, electrician, to work on FDMG. The person did the work and he never called back to finish up the rest. That's what Umar do. Same way with his mother's care. So he's a hypocrite.
Now, in fairness and clarity, when you interviewed me for Hidden Colors 1, the day I met your trifling ass, you had a brother do that. Hidden Colors 1, it was a brother. But once you started making money off the people's money, once your pimping ass, Mac Daddy Mo, started making money off the people's money, you decided, I don't need no more black folks. Now, you might got a couple somewhere in your network. I ain't talking about them. The movers and shakers that help you edit and film and finalize your documentary are crackers. They are white people. They are white people. Now, Hidden Colors 4, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it was the same team. You can tell. So here's the question. You got the answer. And I shouldn't even be speaking on this, but you spoke on me. So since we want to speak on,
He said you can tell. You could actually tell from looking at the video, the credits or whatever, them businesses, if they match up, they're the same. Yeah. But if he's talking about the quality, I mean, and here's my thing with that. Yes, absolutely. But when you are a business owner and you need certain things done, you absolutely want to go to black first. But if you can't find, then you use, it's better to be them working for you. Because a lot of these people getting a crew already together, I'm gonna tell you that's it's out there, but it's expensive. Freelancers and trying to piece them people together is also very expensive. It's better to get them in a group. It's better to get them in a group versus paying each person individually. That's a headache. So let's keep going.
people, let me speak on your corny ass. Bitch.
Oh, he is disrespectful.
If you are against white supremacy, why are you using black people's money to pay white people to make a documentary about white supremacy for black people? I need an answer.
Psychologically, that's kind of fucked up, though. If you go down and you talk to people in the earlier days in Savannah when they were doing Roots, you know how psychologically jacked up that is to be playing these slaves and having an all-white film crew. The very same thing that Tyreek did to these white people filming black people, intelligent black people, talk about their ass. And you can't do a damn thing about it. Just think about it. You got to go in and film something that's black film crew about some white Klan rally type stuff. You're not gonna like that. You're gonna make that money, but you ain't gonna like it. So this might be pretty fitting.
I need an answer. I need an answer. Why is a man who claims to be against white supremacy taking money from black people to help him make a film about white supremacy? Let me say this again. Listen to me, Tyreek. You raise money. Black people give you the money for Hidden Colors. You take black people's money and you give it to white people.
How many times do you go over that?
Do you not see the contradiction, bro? Fits financially from Hidden Colors besides you. You're the number one financial beneficiary. That's your hustle. But who benefits besides you? You're the number one beneficiary of Hidden Colors. But who benefits from Hidden Colors besides Tyreek Nasheed? Let me tell you who. Black people don't. Black people don't benefit from Hidden Colors financially. They might benefit culturally and intellectually, but they don't benefit financially. You know who benefits financially from Hidden Colors? White folks, because that's who you give black people's money to make.
You took black people's money on a self-determination project and you gave it to white people, Umar. The same thing that think about this. We're gonna use the same rationale a little bit. He don't want to take grant money, and I'm not talking about for the curriculum or how the school runs. I'm talking about the property, the upkeep of the building. He don't want to take that money. He didn't want to get him a black grant writer. And I know it's a ton of them up in Philly and in Delaware, especially Philly with all them charter schools. I know damn well y'all got some badass grant writers up there. But you don't want to take grant writer. You're for reparations. The same money that would pay into reparations would pay into these grants. Okay? But you don't want to take the grant money because you don't want to take any of white people's money. You won't take donations of white people's money. But you took black people's money and you gave it to white contractors. Not because of lack of availability for black people, and a moment of brotherly love. You could have reached out to the inspector, the same Jamaican inspector that you've been out here downing, and asked him, what contractors do you know of? Because he would know all of them. You could ask anybody in their office, the L&I office, they know all of them because they do business with them. They know who's got the lowest price. That would have been something that you could send one of these mud ducks to go do, but you didn't do that. But you don't want to take grant money because it's a self-determination project. You go into the community that's already economically deprived. You ask them to pay yet again because I don't want to take the money that the government takes from you and puts them into these pots. I want to take the money directly from your pocket after you already done paid your taxes. And that's what grant money is. It is money from tax, fines, tariffs, and fees. So black people pay into that pot, and then he don't want to use that money. I get it. The reason for it. Kudos to us. Pat on the back. We used our own money to fund something privately funded. Wonderful thing. Nothing against that. But then you take that black money and you employ white people. And I'm going to go on further with you guys. The superintendent, she's now passed away, and I won't say her name, that he didn't like and he stayed in battle with. The school system in Philly ended up suing her because she was taking money and finding black contractors and giving them the bid on the jobs first because they were disadvantaged. But they called discrimination. A white company called it out, discrimination, and they sued Philly. The same woman, she took her time. This is a superintendent already in play. She took her time in Philly, and she found black contractors to give these bids to. But this nut bucket, let's keep going.
Make the film. God is my witness. You are a contradiction. You paying white people to make a white supremacy documentary that you sell to black people.
He's really charging this up. He's really charging. White people didn't have no problem employing black people to clean their homes, to serve them dinner. I get his point, but it's a mute point. Let's keep moving.
Paying white people to make a white supremacy documentary that you sell to black people. You pay that you sell to black folks.
He said it.
You fake ass hypocrite. Let's get it in. It's overdue. Let's get it in, coward. Now, let me give you the history on me and Tariq Nasheed. Then I'm going to wrap this up because I don't want to be too long. I got to go to sleep. Big day tomorrow. Houston, I'm here, baby. Looking forward to seeing everybody. I'm feeling marvelous. Detroit, I will see you on Detroit. I'm looking for this. Don't worry, I'm remaining calm. Don't worry about that. This is level 1. I got 500 text messages from my supporters. Don't worry.
He did the same thing when he went off on SETI. He had 500 text messages then. Of all the time I have been dealing with this man, and he has screenshotted stuff and sent it to me, I have never seen that many text messages in his phone. I know he gets a lot of text messages, maybe. I'm assuming. Never seen it.
I'm remaining calm. Don't worry about that. This is level 1. I got a whole lot more I can put out on that bitch. I got a whole lot more I could put out on that Hollywood bitch. I'm not going there. This is level 1. If it ends here, it ends here. If it doesn't, we go to level 2. You giving black people's money to white people to make a documentary about white supremacy. You mean to tell me with all the brothers who do film? You mean to tell me with all the sisters who do film? You mean that company to produce your documentaries, bruh? You giving our money to crack? You just want to be famous by any means necessary. I feel you.
He's talking to himself. He's really projecting on Tariq everything about himself. And maybe Tariq do. I don't know. But I'm just saying, coming from him, this is crazy.
You just want to be famous by any means. Even though I don't mess with the dude, for the sake of saving face for the community, whenever I'm asked about Hidden Colors, I direct people to him. If somebody says, listen, I want to show 18.
You're supposed to. What else are you supposed to do? This is you on good behavior? That's what I'm telling y'all. He's spiteful. He honestly thinks that he needs a pat on the back because he does what he's supposed to do. If you don't mess with him, you don't. That ain't got nothing to do with passing. Jesus. Black people have to stop the mess. They really do. Not when it's bread and butter. Don't mess with nobody's bread and butter. And we play around too much with that. That's why I moved the way I moved. That's why I built the way I built. I wasn't even anticipating my own. You want to hide it from public view for others. Because when you say something, that's the first thing they're going to go for is your bread and butter. And we picked up that tactic, and it's weird. I don't fuck with nobody's. It's all of these mud ducks that came from me. I don't go after their business. And I absolutely could. But I don't.
I tell him, I'm not in it. He produces that. This is his email. Dude, I never stop you from making money, family. Because I don't know how you feed your children.
He done called him bitch, coward, and now family. I don't know how you feed your children. That's the end all. That he wants a. Oh, this is crazy.
Understand me? Black men need to be able to feed their children.
And that's where it ends. That's where it ends.
Hustler, you a pimp, but I'm not trying to hurt your pockets because I don't know everything going on. Just like you don't know everything going on with me. Ask anybody who ever came to me. I never say, I don't know how to reach him. You got to find somebody. I never do that. I never say, I don't mess with that guy. You got to contact. No. I'll pull up your email.
You're doing it now. You're doing it now.
And I give it to him.
Yeah, because it benefits him. He's in the damn movie. But I didn't want to let that out the bag until we get further down the road. That's the whole reason. He's not trying to look out for Tyreek. He's looking out for himself, his exposure. He don't care nothing about anything except for him going forward.
And you know this because they reached out to you. You know this. So even though you a hater, I've still been able to maintain a degree of professionalism through this whole situation.
You're supposed to. That's what we all do. You're not exempt. You're a leader. That's what you wanted to be. That's what they put you up front for. And this is the type of stuff. This is not some great feat because he isn't gatekeeping the man's project. That's why I said us as Black people, we have to get in spaces where we can start practicing leadership. Who has the capability, not based off of popularity, not how they look, none of that shit. Not even speaking well. If they're good people, if they're able to delineate, if they're be able to bring people together, unify them, better things than what the hell y'all picking it for. Y'all keep picking these weirdos and pushing them to the front, and this is supposed to be the level. This is weird. This is bullshit. And he ain't nothing like what was before. And y'all putting him on these damn flyers like this man he's an ex-Malcolm. He's an ex-MLK. You ain't never seen no damn footage of them men, damn sure not Garvey or no one else. You ain't never seen no video or footage of them doing no weird shit like this. They wouldn't do it. And then you put him on these things. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful as shit. It's like me putting myself on a poster. Let me see if I can do la 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 la. Okay, so now put me on Patti LaBelle and Whitney Houston and Ella Fitzgerald. Put me on a poster with all the greats. It's bullshit. And it's sad. And y'all are literally diluting the work of those men. And it's sick. All because people don't read and they don't research and they don't know what the hell they're, and just plopping him up there. Ugh, I can't. Let's keep going because I get pissed off.
So let me get the people, but you can't find no Black people to do that documentary. People sent it to me. Watch this 3-minute clip from Nasheed. The phone call from Sabir Bay.
Wait a minute. There's another.
Leave me alone. Nasty at the interview. Don't even tell me I'm involved from my buddy LaRon out of New York City. Shout out to LaRon.
There's another. I can
LaRon
just
calls me. I'm chilling in Philly. He said, "Yo, Doc."
He gonna give a shot. Everybody gonna catch strays. So people get pulled into this shit just by their association with him. Their name. Maybe they don't want their name out there. He don't care. You have no privacy. You have none of that. He gonna put your ass in it because he determines what's private and what's not. I'm sorry I messed up the timing on this. I'm gonna click through.
I wasn't doc yet. I didn't get my doctorate till 20. So LaRon hit me. He said, "Yo, I'm at the movies in New York watching you on the big screen." This is like several months after Tyreek interviewed me. I said, "What you talking about, bruh?" He said, "I'm at the movies, dude. You on here in this documentary and everybody clapping. Every time your parts come up, the audience is going crazy. They clapping for other people too. But when you come up, people going crazy. You at a movie theater. What is you talking about, dog?" He said, "Dude, you don't remember being interviewed?" I said, "I get interviewed. It's a documentary called Hidden Colors." I said, "I wasn't in no documentary called Hidden Colors. Remember this thing. It was a Moorish thing. It still is, but it wasn't Hidden Colors." So Tyreek decided to change the name, but
he can do that, you big lutz. He can change the name. He can change the format. He can change the placement. You have no you have no control over how that man did his project. None. Absolutely none. He feels like because he is the star, in his words, of Hidden Colors, that he gets full in control, or not full control, but part control, because he's the star. It's the same reason why he goes on Big Loon and think that he could talk over or Art of Dialogue and think he could just run the show. He's a cancer. You let him in, he wants all the way in.
I didn't get that message. And what makes it even more disrespectful and insulting, brothers and sisters, what makes it more disrespectful and insulting about this bitch ass nigga is he didn't even call me. Listen, I'm giving y'all facts tonight. I'm not lying to nobody. This message is for my supporters, nobody else but Dr. Umar. Tariq Nasheed didn't even call your brother. He didn't even text your brother. He didn't even send your brother an email, an inbox.
Let's talk about Umar though. I took care of his mom. He comes in. People like to say he put me out. He did not fucking put me out. But it's some odd 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't get a chance. And I was ready to go. Trust me. See, I didn't see the house how it was supposed to be. I was ready to go. That's not a kick. I was ready to go. But I could at least got myself together. But no, my bags was already together. That's how the car came. I left. I was steaming. I was tired. And I was not presentable. Going to Philly Airport. He told me to get off the phone nasty. I said, don't talk to me like that. What do you need? That's why he set that shit up the way he did. He set the flight up. I went home. No worries. Back to my nice, clean home. But the thing that pissed me off is the fact that he did that. He's sitting up here talking about Tariq didn't give him a notice about a movie dropping. You just had a woman taking care of your mother. And I had to go through TSA. I didn't even have on socks, y'all. I went through TSA. I know I smelled. I had to. I've been taking care of somebody that pissing and shitting. I'm not. I go through TSA. The lady, the black lady that is doing the wine thing, she's like, oh no, you're fine. I said, oh my God, I've been taking care of somebody. I ain't changing my clothes. And I don't go out in public like that. But I go through TSA, get on the plane, more closed in environment, self-conscious like a motherfucker. And I sent him a long ass text message. You know that motherfucker didn't even respond and had the audacity to ask me to come back out there. And I said, yeah, I will, but we need to talk. I had already sent him a mile-long text. That text is why he came out with the Stanky Coochie video. Because in that text, I went in on his ass. And I told him, I know I smell like that house. I didn't say this, but I said to the effects, I didn't get a chance to get myself together. I know I smell like your house. You don't even walk out like that. So why the fuck would you do that to somebody else? Because you thought you could get that shit off. Now he's on here talking about Tariq didn't let him know. Good. Goody gumdrops. That's what the fuck you get. Excuse me, I'm not trying to be emotional, but that shit sends me over the edge because it was unnecessary. It's inconsiderate. That's somebody that you took. Y'all don't know how much stuff that I moved around in order to help this man out because I believed in him. I believed in what he was trying to do. Never the fuck again. Never the fuck again. He could have put that car ride an hour out so I could get myself. Damn you. I'm ready to go home. At this time, this juncture, I've already met who I like. I've already told him we could take the sex shit off the table. He's a malicious, spiteful asshole. And then when I had the bloody nose, and I'm like, man, I am dizzy as fuck. I'm thinking my iron is low. This is prior. I have my son express mail me my iron pills out there. But he comes back. I go to the hotel. I'm calling him from the hotel. I'm like, yeah, I got some iron pills. They're going to come. Just take the package. This motherfucker, and I'm going to show you the picture. You think I'm lying. He refuses it. And I should link his goddamn address so that y'all can see it's his address. He refuses it and says, no package. Tells me I could just get iron pills from the store. I didn't need to do that. I had them right then and there. I had my vitamin C and my iron pills. Because you know you take iron, you got to take vitamin C with it. Y'all know that. He's a hateful ass, malicious ass person. I don't envy any bitch going into that space. Because that's what you got to be to go in that space. You have to be an ignorant dummy. You don't even fuck with people like that. Let me explain this to you guys. Because it'll be a kiki about it being me. But let me explain this to you. You go fuck with your daycare. Go fuck with your daycare. Be on that time with your daycare. And see how well your children get taken care of. I'm not that type of person. But why would you even play with that shit? And he was already making comments, get up and give me a hug because I don't want you in here hurting my mama. What? Kicking my feet. He gonna get exactly what is coming to him. I ain't tripping off that. It's not even on no karma type stuff. But he'll get what's coming to him. It's coming. Trust me, it's gonna come. People don't get very far moving like that. That's the way of the world. I would never, ever do somebody like that was taking care of my mom. Just on the strength that you took care of my mother. I'm going to style you out. That didn't even stop. It kept going. And he thinks that people are trying to deal with him because he's off. She wants my attention. No, we're trying to reset because I got to come back out there and take care of her. And you're pissing me off. And I'm going to tell you, kiss my ass, and then you're going to be stuck. And I'm going to feel bad because you're going to miss whatever event or whatever. He's short-sighted. And I wouldn't feel wrong about it. I would feel bad because I caused a hiccup. And he was like, quit switching up. Are you coming or are you not coming? I'm asking you questions. Read the goddamn text. It's not hard. And if you feel like you got to treat me like an op, get one of your mud ducks to take care of her. He acts like I needed that. I have a fucking career, you dipshit. I got a business. We covered the business. We covered my job. My kids were in the Virgin Island. And you really thought you was going to get that shit off. Why? Because he felt like he could. Because I've been docile up to this point. He's been talking crazy, doing all kinds of shit, and I didn't respond. Because I figured, and I'm going to tell y'all why. Because somebody read the text and they was like, why? Because I'm like, he's stressed out. He don't need no more stress on him. And damn sure not from a chick that's just, it's where it's superficial. If I was dealing with a dude and I'm really going through everything that I'm going through, I don't want no problems out of him. He don't want no problem. This is why I'm in the perfect spot. I don't have no problems. If we got to do all that, we don't need to be bothered with each other. You go your way, I go my way. It's cool. It's just a bad timing. Why would I keep subjecting? I got stress on me already. Why would I keep subjecting myself in? And I'm damn sure not going to stress myself out trying to do something good for somebody else. No. So listening to him talk about this, knowing what he's capable of doing, he does grimy shit. This is karma coming back. And it's going to keep coming back because he done did a lot of people wrong. He's just like Diddy. You have been literally nicking people your entire path up. And then when you take a knee, it's natural. People are going to dogpile your ass. You've been getting your shit off. Take that shit to the chin. Shrug it off and keep moving. The same way with this thing with Tyreek. You know you've been out here doing dirty shit. You got to a point where you thought that this stuff, this status, whatever it is that you got going on in your head, was just going to afford you any kind of move that you wanted to make. And treating these aides like napkins and that. Baby, it was coming. It was coming. And I was the one that brought it out. I don't feel no way bad about it. Could have did more. And then he don't learn his lesson then. He could have been like, well, I had that shit coming. I let that woman go out there. I lied to her on the pretense of getting out there. I did her dirty. I kept lying to her. I kept treating her like she wasn't shit. I seen she had a bloody nose. I didn't have no kind of care about it. The same woman that done rearranged her whole schedule, she's willing to do her retirement out here with me so I can get to school together. Let me chill out. You think that happened? Hell no. And I didn't want him as a husband. What other kind of female what friend are you gonna find that is gonna do that? I don't feel no bad way about him. And then it got worse and worse and worse. Because you have somebody who feels like they are the prize. You. And that internet fame. And since you think you got it like that, we're going to take it out to the public. And you did whatever tricks you could to weasel your ass up out of that, but I ain't off your neck. I'm not done. And then I come out, I'm thinking, I'm like, yeah, this is a bad person. He don't deserve to lead. I come out, you done did even more shit. Then your family comes and they tell me shit. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you are decrepit. You're decrepit. At the time, I'm just finding stuff out. I don't even know about stuff like this. I don't know about the guy that you didn't pay. The $3 measly $1,000 you couldn't come up by. You made $22,000 off of, and you couldn't throw that man $3. You know he has a kid. Yeah, bro. But you wanna be the prince of the diaspora. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. And we could play the popularity thing. We'll do that. But I've already seen how this shit going in. I've already seen how it ends. Your greatest want, your heart's desire will not be fulfilled. You did that. Your legacy is fucked. That school, fucked. You did that shit. This ain't even about me coming out. You did that. Your behavior, the way you are, and your obsession with people trying to humble you and they're jealous of you, you'll never get it. You will never get it. You ain't supposed to get it. It ain't in the stars. It ain't in the cards. Let's keep moving. This dude is deranged. I can't even explain to y'all unless y'all have laid down. And this is why I guess you do not do things like this, but unless you have dealt with somebody who literally makes your stomach fucking turn, not because just off the pure strength of their insides are fucked. I don't care about how many babies he kissed, how many hands he shake, how many fist bumps, how much he proclaims that he's for African people. He is decrepit. He's terrible. And I'm not even going into details about the other stuff because we ain't got there yet. I don't want to put the cart before the horse. Let's keep moving.
Say, hey, brother, I decided to use you. I changed the name, Hidden Colors. It's going to be coming out in the movie so-and-so. You live in Philly. It's going to be playing in Philly this day. It's going to be playing in New York this day. You know how I found out I was in Hidden Colors? Do you know how I found out I was in Hidden Colors? Do you know how the man who made Hidden Colors was it is, how he found?
How can he feel this way about this and then not have any care? I don't feel bad for him. I'm glad Tyreek did it. I'm glad if he did it, however he got your ass, and we're going to get to it. Let me speed ahead. I'm glad you got. And I'm glad you got in Ghana. I'm glad that of everything bad because you set that stuff in motion. Your karma is plentiful. It's going to keep coming to you. And you can go to every which bitch and every which way, but it's going to keep coming to you until it finds you and it gets you right.
Found out, LaRon called me. If LaRon never called me, I would have never even knew that I was in the damn documentary. That's how disrespectful this Hollywood coon was. You couldn't even let me.
And this is how he acts. He acts like he's some kind of star.
Know that you had me in your docket. You couldn't even say, bruh, you want some tickets? You want to bring your family out? I mean, come on, bruh. What was it about? It's like
goody. He didn't get to use it to his advantage. That's what I'm hearing. I don't hear anything about, dang man, I was invested in the project. I was invested in you. I thought we was brothers. I thought we was better than that. Nah, he mad because he didn't get to flex it out.
He already didn't like me when he met me. I never heard of Tyreek, but he obviously heard of me because he wanted me in his documentary. And obviously he made up his mind about who I was before he met me because his attitude was nasty. And then to follow it up, you don't even tell
felt your aura, you bearded dragon.
me that I'm in the documentary, and you don't even tell me when the documentary came out. So guess what I did? And your bitch ass know I'm telling the truth. Your bitch ass know I'm telling the truth. I emailed you or text you, and I said, yo, bruh. And I don't remember the exact words I said.
He's disrespectful. I don't know how Tyreek did it. Calling them hoes and bitches and stuff. I ain't even did that. And then I got done dirty. So is Umar scorned and bitter? Let's jump ahead, y'all.
I heard the movie came out. Matter of fact, and you said, oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, it's out. Thank you for your participation. Best regards. It was some very antiseptic, Eurocentric white male shit. It was like kind of like.
I love it. Because I seen him that Malong text, and I was livid, y'all. I was mad, and I still was like, okay, I'll come back out there and take care of him. But I wanted to vocally express my dismay. And he was like, now, I'm going to go get, what's the young chick? Because he already knew I was coming with it. And I said, dope, cool, no problem. Would you want me to beg you to? And I tried so hard to leave out of that space on a cordial. I kept trying to reset it. I was like, well, maybe we'll reset. And then, it won't be bad. It will be good. But he sees that as she's in love with me. She's trying to get back into space. That's my personality. I really don't like funk. I don't like drama. I've been around it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like having bad, blood between, especially not between me and people. That's why I have a drama-free life. If I was like Umar, when they put all this shit up online and everything else, all kinds of people would have been like, oh yeah. And I'm from a small city. Oh yeah, get that bitch. She's scandalous. No, none of that. I don't do people wrong. I don't do that type of stuff. I don't be on that time. And it ain't because I could foresee down the road I was going to deal with somebody and they was going to put me up on a platform or even having to come out on them. No, I just did that on the strength of that's who I am. He get everything he get. I don't feel bad.
Nasty at the interview. Don't even tell me I'm in it. Don't tell me it's coming out. So I said, damn, that dude fucked up. I ain't fucking with him.
Wow. No, couldn't be that. Why is he so shocked when people out him? Why is he so shocked? Let's move forward. I'm bored with him saying that.
Talking to nobody else, but if they want to make the beat there, so be it, bro. I'm tired of you disrespecting my name, you little midget. It's personal now. Next time you say my name, me and you gonna have an exchange like me and Boyce, because I done gave you too much room. You was hating.
Hate Boyce or love Boyce, he ate his ass up with the response. I saw the response. He was right on every level. I know people say things, everybody has something. I can't take it a lot. I don't listen to the internet anyway, but I'm just going off the strength. Let me tell you guys what happened. So after he did the Stanky Coochie video and shot himself in the foot, I was like, well, I don't know if it was just me reminiscing or I was just clearing off stuff on my plate, because at this time I'm boxing back with him and his mud ducks. I said, well, maybe we can go ahead and go back and do the events. Because I was like, that would be a good thing. I was in the mode, we were talking about the event and everything, and I was like, other than him, it was a good thing. We could carry it forward. So I went and reached out to everyone. Know this, Umar was not the only person that we were supposed to bring. We were supposed to bring a few people. So I went through everybody. One person ended up blowing up, rightfully so. The girl is dope. She's on the West Coast. Not going to drop any names, but I will tell you that she's big. She's dope. She's the real deal. I called it back when we were doing after we did the event with Umar. Fast forward a couple of years, she's where I knew she was going to be. I didn't get the break on that, but I was like, I hit her up. I was like, we did a Zoom call. We went over, her pricing and everything. Beautiful woman, beautiful spirit. I was like, yes, I need all that. Bring all that to the city. And she was like, yeah. Good businesswoman. Now, mind you, I'd already done Tosh K and everything else. She's cool to come. Then there was someone we had already set up he's FBA, but he had a project that was out and it was going crazy. Told Umar about it. Umar didn't say shit. I was like, oh, well, okay. I always checked in with him with certain people because I didn't know what the tone was. I've been where certain men do not want you dealing with other men because you're in close proximity with them. They don't want nobody that close to them. So I gave him that benefit. Though you were nothing to me, I still let him know what was going on. So these, even after he did a Sekiguchi video, the guy was like, I hit him up. I was like, we might go ahead on still mess with this. He had another project out. He was like, yeah, hell yeah. Hit up the last person. Nobody that I know has seen this shit go viral said no. Everybody was like, yeah, let's do it. So that tells me, well, of course, I did good business with them the first time we had talked. The follow-up, it wasn't nothing but good. And the last time I talked to the guy, the FBA dude, I seen him, I think it was a text message about his birthday or Father's Day or something like that, because he was in my phone. And I just sent him out mass. And I sent him a text message, and we got back to talking. I found out about the other stuff he was doing. Good dude. Real good dude. He's FBA. Anybody could have. And we were just trying to bring people here that, others knew on the lines of whatever. Now, the lady, she wanted to do something that was interactive. And I thought that was cool. So we had to find her venue. But at any rate, everything that we attempted to do was still right on schedule. That shit didn't hurt nothing. Because I leave out of spaces and I leave with good blood. This is the reason why I didn't want to leave out of the space with Umar. I knew what I was doing, who I was dealing with. I tried not to leave out of that space on bad blood, but he didn't want nothing else. Nobody came to me and back before I went public with my situation with him. Nobody came to me and was like, I know the dude, and you shouldn't mess with him or something like that. Not on a intimate, but just business wise. They had already seen the event. They didn't say anything. I didn't expect them to. I didn't tell every person that I had done the event. It was only one person because I was thinking about using the same space for them. I said, yeah, we just did Umar Johnson and we could use that same space. We knew that the video was up. So you get a look at, at least this is the presentation. Bing dong. But afterwards, everybody was like, hell yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And then that's when we went into launch. But Umar is a jackass. That's just what it is. Once we get the roaches out of the page and we can move on, then that whole narrative that they were trying to spin on me will be crushed. It is not that I care about it. I just feel like it should be put out there. Because if he'll do it to me, he'll do it to somebody else. And the next woman may not be in spaces that I'm in, but her mic might not be big either. And he just goes out here and just lie and tell people anything. So none of that shit worked. None of it. We even tried feeding them stories. None of that stuff that they came with worked. It was just child's play. You can tell a lot about people on how they do war. Okay, so let me move forward.
I concluded that once he started making Hidden Colors, he left that life alone. In fact, that's what I told the sisters. I said, listen, I don't approve of that shit. Okay?
This is about Tyreek being a Mac Daddy or whatever, putting out the Mac Daddy, being a pimp, which I think he's from West Coast, you know, but he changed. Malcolm went to prison. He was one too. I'm not taking up for it, Tyreek. I'm just saying. You know, he's a dirt dauber. That's what they do. As soon as you start trying to bring up dirt on people, yeah. You're doing too much.
But if the brother left that alone, and I don't know too much about Tariq Nasheed, but you sure he don't be using your information? Because the stuff he's saying, you've said it before.
Now he's trying to say that Tyreek is using his stuff, even though this man, literally, I could go through his lecture and tell you, like, timestamp it and tell you whose material that is. It's not his, and he never cites his sources. He never cites where he gets the information from. No scholar.
So let me clarify why I said earlier that when you hear Tariq Nasheed talk about white supremacy, and y'all up there talking about, I listen to Tariq for white supremacy. When you listening to Tariq, you listening to me. When you footage, so y'all can watch all 3 hours of part 2, all 3 hours of part 3, and 2 hours. I have credentials. You don't, but I have credentials. I'm a professional school psychologist. I don't have.
No one cares, but you're not in your lane. You're in every other lane.
He just contacted Tariq Nasheed in 2014, right after Hidden Colors 3. I think that was 3. 2 or 3. I think it was 3. I said, Tariq, I'm going to London on a fundraising tour for the.
Oh, this is where I wanted to get to. So now we're about to get to why I didn't show y'all the next clip that was in that editing strip. Now we're about to get to it. You about to hear it. This is my favorite part. Because as if this man did not do enough, he ends up getting them again. Let's go into it.
Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. Tariq, I'm going to London on a fundraising tour for the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy.
He couldn't game Tariq.
What deal can you give me? I want to show Hidden Colors while I'm over there. Some people want to see it. I want to show it, and I want to buy a couple DVDs. I never sold your shit before. I got my own DVDs, but some of the people wanted it. They hadn't seen it yet. I don't want to leave them hanging because they like the Hidden Colors brand. Okay? And we know why, right? So Tariq says, I bought 50 units of Hidden Colors. Tariq charged me $10 a unit. The same thing he charges everybody on the street. $10 a unit. The same thing he charges everybody on the street. Okay. That's the thanks I get after 3 of them. That's the thing. $10 a unit. I said, this is some bullshit, but okay. Then for the viewing, he charged me $1,000 or $1,500. What was it, Flex? Was it 1,000 or 15? You remember? I think it was 1,000. It was 1,000 or 15.
Charge it to the game.
That's just what I'm saying. If he gave me $2,000, 3 Hidden Colors plus a school donation, $2,000.
It's not so bad. Because if the first one blew up, then why you didn't negotiate a more of a price or more of a payout or payment? Why you didn't negotiate? He's so random with it. He gonna charge a woman $22,000, and I know it's different times, y'all. But you're going to charge a woman who doesn't have as big of a platform $22,000 to come in and do an interview. Then you're going to charge Joe Budden 10 racks to come and do the interview. This is not an alpha. This is somebody who takes advantage of women. Because why would you charge a smaller channel more money like that? And then turn around and charge Joe Budden 10,000. That's crazy. I wonder where Charlamagne and I bet you it ain't no 22,000. I bet you. I know he. Well, how much is Vlad paying? But didn't Vlad pay Boosie 50,000 for an interview? Didn't Charleston White get paid? Shh. Prince of Pan African.
Then I had to pay him $500 for 50 copies, and then $1,000 or $1,500 to show the shit 2 or 3 times in London. He charged me $5.
You didn't have to. It's not your project. You didn't have to do it. Either way, it would have made his rounds. People still talking about Hidden Color. It would have made his rounds. You didn't have to. He bought 50 units for what, $10? 50 units for $10, and then he packed that shit on a plane to London so he could clout out and spread the gospel over there. He didn't have to do it. I'm pretty sure Tyreek would have had a distribution in motion. I don't know, but people would have put it in the demand. Who makes it? They would have got in touch with it. But he needed it so bad, and Tyreek knew he needed it bad because it was about him benefiting himself. My tongue is getting tired, and I'm getting tired. But it's about him benefiting himself. So he charged him the way he charged him, and he could have went crazier than that. Umar would have bid. It ain't his damn money. It's not his money, or maybe it was his money from his, interviews, whatever. You'll pay that, but you don't want to pay your child support. And then he packed the shit over there, did the screening. Oh, it gets worse, y'all. It gets worse. Let's keep going.
$100 a viewing. Do you know what that means? The money he gave me for Hidden Colors, I had to give his ass right back.
That's you. You got.
Just to show it. And I'm the one who made the shit famous. The money he gave me for Hidden Colors, I had to give the shit back to him just to show a documentary that.
Right. Because it's not your damn documentary. It's his. And the fucked up thing is you paid it. You didn't have to. You could have walked away from that shit. You had no tour deal. Oh, man, that made my heart feel better. Yeah, but that tells a whole lot about Umar Johnson. He's not good at business. He's not good at business. This is why no projects come into fruition. I'm going to show you the next clip, but it gets better. He don't learn his lesson from London. It keeps going. And so sit up here and say whatever you want about Tyreek, Umar. You didn't have to deal with him. And he kept going in and doing these, not renegotiating his price. That's one. Then you did a damn a movie tour, unpaid, by your own volition. and you didn't get no price cut. Y'all know how many damn DVDs, 50 DVDs you done took overseas? I know he was mad.
I made famous. I'm going to say it again. The 2,000 petty ass dollars that he gave me for Hidden Colors, I had to turn around and give the shit right back to him just to show it to my London family.
You didn't have to do that. You could have even he could have put up something that said or mentioned it and let them go out and patronize. But here's the other thing about screenings, and I'm trying to think back. I was looking for it before, trying to find, but I wouldn't probably be able to, but it would have showed you guys, but it would have jogged my memory. When doing this screening, I think that there are some things that I had to make sure of. But at any rate, I damn sure was going to make sure, of course, nobody is videotaping or recording on a phone. Out of respect for this man's project, he's got to have his money based off of the people that are going to be in there viewing. It's just more than just, hey, we're going to bring this in and pop it in and play it. You know, it has to be some kind of protection for protecting these, somebody else's product. It's got to be. I know that. Trying to get this movie into my city at that time, I knew that. So the fact that he don't know it is crazy. Does it benefit the person? Yeah, it absolutely does. But it's still, they're not going to get as much payment as if they sold individually. You got a group of people buying. It's almost like having a watch party on somebody's channel. They're not going to get all all that traffic is going to go to somebody else. This is crazy. And he acted like he was forced to do it, like he was under contract, like Monique was or something.
Out to London, you will see me in the new year. Wolverhampton, I'm coming. Hold on. Brixton, I'm coming. Birmingham, I'm coming. Manchester, I'm coming. London, hold on. Holland, Amsterdam, Rotterdam, Austria, Norway, Germany, I'm coming. Black scholar of the 21st century. I ain't got time for this. I got a school to build. I ain't speak my name in a negative vein. I got the air.
Right back in.
That's docious. But there's something else I want to tell y'all.
He go right back.
If you say what really soured you against Nasheed, was it the fact he only gave you $2,000, a $500 donation for the school, and then you had to give it back? Nah. Is it because he stole your intellectual property, interviewed you for 3 hours, only used 20 minutes, and stole the rest of it himself? Nah. Is it because of the all-white production team that he used to make a documentary on white supremacy?
All of that stuff got you tight, homeboy. Let's keep going.
See, I didn't like that shit. All of those reasons had something to do with it, but they not major. You want to know what the biggest reason is? The biggest reason I pulled out of the Hidden Colors movement after making it famous. The biggest reason I pulled out of the Hidden Colors movement.
You know what? That's just a slap in the face that everybody was on it. Like their contribution didn't mean shit. This man don't watch what comes out of his mouth at all. And I think this is why the ugliest and this is why they argue in his chats, in his comment section, and they talk nasty to each other because look at what he is.
After making it famous is because when Hidden Colors 2 came out, and maybe 1, but definitely 2, there was people who would invite me to speak, and they wanted to show the movie. Right? So they would call Tyreek and they would pay Tyreek.
This is it. Now watch you. He is really trying to clown off of this man's project. But let's keep going. This is the funny one. Because all of this just shows this man he should not have gotten your money. Because he has no sense of business. That's off the rip. The second thing, I'm going to let y'all hear it. But, gee.
And Tyreek's supposed to send them the film in time for Dr. Umar's visit so they can show the movie and then have a conversation with Dr. Umar after the movie. Right? Guess what happened 3 times in a row, and your bitch ass ain't gonna tell me this no coincidence, because I'll smack the shit out you. Your bitch ass ain't gonna
do nothing. You're not gonna do nothing. If you went through all of this, you ain't gonna do nothing. I'm just messing around. This is years ago, you guys.
Sit up here and lie. I'm trying to remember the 3 cities. One of them was Fort Worth, Texas, Doc Bookstore. And I'm not trying to put them sisters in the middle of this. I haven't talked to them.
Go another. He is just sending strays all over the place through this. He's putting them in it. He's putting it in it because he's about to say what they told him.
Many years, I don't know where they stand with me. I don't know.
I
got some haters down there. Okay? I'm not putting y'all in this, sisters, but I'm just speaking on history, my history. And it just so happens that this piece of the history is tied in with yours.
Well, is that not what happened with his mother's situation? He goes out here and he says, I can't wait to get to court. He goes out here and say that I talked about his mother. I didn't talk about his mother. His mother was the best part of all of it. I didn't talk about her. Talk about your ass. That's all on you. You even said it in this 30 Gucci. When you mess up, you blame yourself. So you take all of that. You brought me in on false pretenses. I got a right to tell my story. It's going to take a courtroom to get you to see that everything that you did after that was fucked in the head, because you're not going to get that pushback online. Why? Because it's the same internet that made Sexy Red and all these others. Morals do not live on the internet. But they're going to get you right in court. Oh, they're going to get you good. But it's the same situation.
The Doc Bookstore, but it happened 3 times. Almost happened 4 times, but by the skin of his teeth, he got that documentary to the Frederick Douglass Resource Center in Rochester in time for Hidden Color Street. He almost played me 4 times. Tyreek.
Then what if you, bro, this done happened in London. Then he didn't learn his lesson. He came back for some more. Daddy, give me some more. And so Tyreek gave him some more medicine. And he's still jacking with him. After the 1 to 2 times, if you feel like it's personal, then cut ties. That's what any alpha would have did. But no, he doesn't stop. He keeps subjecting himself to it. Here, but I'm gonna let y'all see the stupidity in all of this.
Nasheed almost played me. Well, not me, but the customer. So the Doc Bookstore paid Tyreek to show the film. Dr. Umar going to do the lecture. They paid Tyreek weeks in advance. That film should have been in their hands. This shit happened 3 times in a row. So I know he did it on purpose with his hating ass. I know his jealous ass did it on purpose. I get to the Doc Bookstore. They say, Dr. Umar, we got a problem. What's up, ladies? We don't have the film. Tyreek didn't send us the film. What you mean? We paid him to show the film. So I called your ass up. You remember.
So you ain't been in contact with these women until it's time for you to show up and do the event. Ain't nobody told you that the movie ain't here about the time, like shit, the week before the event. Let's keep going because this shit is so good. Let's keep going.
I said, Tyreek, I'm at the dock with the sisters, man. They supposed to show Hidden Colors today. They didn't advertise it. What happened? I don't know, something happened. What you say? What your bitch ass say? Something happened with the shipment, or
He didn't say that. He threw that shit in there for a special effects.
I ran out, or they should have had it by now, or this, or the shit happened 3 times. It didn't happen once. You did this shit to 3 different hosts for 3 different events in a row. In a row. I'm trying to remember the other 2 cities. That shit happened 3 times. So I knew you did it on purpose. So then I asked them, brothers and sisters, if I'm lying, I said, Tyreek, let's do this, bro. I don't want to leave these sisters hanging. They paid you. They deserve to get the movie. Why don't you email?
This wasn't about the sisters. This was about, once again, him being able to flex out this movie, but he presents it. This is why this man is a manipulator on a whole nother level. A whole nother level. You got to stay on your toes with this dude. But let's listen.
Email me the movie. Email me a digital copy. Let them show the digital copy, and I will destroy it. And if there's any protection you need to put on the digital copy, okay, you can add that protection. I will sign a document, whatever you need, brother. I will sign a document that this film will.
I wouldn't do that shit. I would never do that. Fuck that. Excuse my French. Ain't no damn way. How you sound? That one movie is a Talladega. There ain't no way. No way I would have let that movie go like that. But here's the thing about that. Why didn't you do that before you started pushing that was an option? Before you go out on these tours and you are trying to get somebody else's product and pushing it as an option. That's like if I'm going to take the footage of Umar's event and I'm going around sharing it at cities, but I gotta rely on Umar, which is really, that would be pretty much like the same which he's trying to put off on Tyreek. He's unorganized and he doesn't follow through on things. So if I'm going to different cities and I know that I'm working for somebody like that, and I have had people like that I've had to do similar things, then I'm going to get it in my hands before I even offer that as an option. So I know we've already had this discussion. He talking about send it to me digital. If that wasn't the way, then I wouldn't offer it as an option. I wouldn't even set the event until I had the movie in hand. You understand what I'm saying? And then to buy his movie, they're buying one movie and showing it to 30, 40 people instead of allowing 30 or 40 people to buy that movie a piece. But before all of that, why would you set up an event? Same thing, I had a friend that had a blow-up house. Or, those bounce houses. You want to have that at the party. The company you want to use, they've already looked into it and they're ordered a new one. Because something happened with the one that they had. If you know that if you're that gun-ho on, you have to have this bounce housey. This is years ago, y'all, when they weren't as prevalent. Then get the bounce house, then set the date for the event. If it's that detrimental that you have it, that you're gonna go through all of that, get the house, in your hands, bounce housing in your hands, and then move forward. And you're going to do that with anything that means that much. If it's a trophy, if it's an award, if it anything. If you're doing a gathering around a person and they're professional and you don't know what their schedule is, I'm not going to sit and set it for the 18th and pray and hope that they get here by the 8th. No, you don't do shit like that. You don't do that. That's bad business because shit does happen. And not only not once, not twice, but 3 times. You that goofy to keep doing it? And then you pick women that they not that smart to figure it out. I don't understand that. Let's keep going.
Not go anywhere after they show it. And you know what Tyreek told me? You know what that coward ass nigga told me? Excuse my French.
You didn't say the words. You got him a bitch, a hoe, a cow, everything.
His resolution, no more N-word.
Oh, shit.
My New Year's resolution, no more N-word.
I'm trying to stop that too, though. I am.
I take that back. Tyreek said, I can't do that because I have to protect my product.
That's right.
But you also got to protect your customers. You didn't care that you stuck them sisters in Fort Worth, Texas. You didn't care that you stuck me and I helped make that shit famous. And then you went on to do it 3 times.
Why did y'all make sure you had it before you okayed it? Why you didn't make sure you had it before you okayed it? I'm done with this victim and his victimhood. Okay, so let me bring you up to where we're going. All of this that he says about Tyreek, that was painful to watch, to experience, but I'm get it for a reason. Here, this is the next thing. We're gonna go through this. Then I'm gonna call it quits. But I want you guys to see this. If you can, go follow Miss Black on YouTube. I meant to tell y'all that. And I need to play a video too. I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that next recording. Let me see if I can find it. Now, this is the other part of the clip that I said I used. Hold on. I'm going to back it up. Okay, y'all. Oh, that tickles me. That tickles me in the right spot. Here we go. This is Umar Johnson decides that he's going to do a project himself. He decides that he's going to do DVDs about his trip to Liberia. And it flops. Oh, it's bad. I'm going to show you one part of it. I'm not going to show you the women. He went and got these women that he was dealing with in order to do the testimonies. They're just sitting there holding the DVD. It looks very weird. Like blink fast if you need the police type weird. But yeah, so this is his DVD. It flops. Now, remember, Tyreek was selling the DVDs to Hidden Colors at $10. And Umar is selling this for $20, $19.99. Let's get into it. It's very short. You can't tell. Why is he walking with his arms back like that?
Liberia Hills, Team Pan-African.
He's waddling side to side like a penguin.
January 6, 2013. This is just the beginning. 2014, 2015.
This man ain't got muscle tone. I bet you he can't do a push-up. I bet you I can do more push-ups than Umar Johnson.
In 2016, strap in your seatbelts because we're about to blast off into the millennium.
If you're a bookstore,
He don't got no stomach muscles. Let me take this back. To where he's always talking about his back. Just because you ain't got no damn stomach muscles to support your back. Tall men, protect your knees, your feet, your knees, your hips. Protect them because you are structurally unsound. I got an ex that's 6'5", but I know that's where that pain comes because y'all be tall. It comes later, I guess, in life, and have some stomach muscles because that will help with your back. Okay, let's go. And he got on the same African necklace Umar be wearing.
2014, 2015, 2016. Strap in your seatbelts because we're about to blast off into the millennium.
if you're a bookstore, cultural center, you need to contact the 420 Coalition to see how you can get your wholesale rate, bulk order. We want this going out. This DVD is one of the only DVDs in circulation that is really promoting the cause of Pan-Africanness. Okay? You have Brother Putu representing Liberia and the continent. You have
Let's see what the cards say. Sorry, y'all.
Circulation that is really promoting the cause of Pan-Africanness. Okay? You have Brother Putu.
So it says Liberians here abroad coming together to build a great future. It's about time that we truly unite and show the world our greatness. Liberia Heals, a healing week in Liberia, December 25th, 2012, January 1st, 2012. We are united now, forevermore. Thank you. Okay.
Representing Liberia and the continent. You have Dr. Umar representing Africans in the West as well as the continent. It's hands across the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, this DVD is a promotional DVD. It is an informational DVD, and the money's raised from this project is going to go towards funding many of the initiatives that we sincerely plan on embarking upon, completing, and achieving. So when you see this DVD in your store, you must purchase this. If you have a store, it's very important that you access this DVD.
I wonder what they were making.
This DVD, sell them and distribute them so people can stay up to breast and up to date as it relates to what the 420 Coalition and Team Pan-African is doing on the continent. It is Pan-Africanism a parish. It is.
So here's the front of the DVD. And they basically put the whole DVD out, as many things as they clips and stuff that they did on it. I don't know why he's got the.
Is independence or dependence, okay? It is independence or extermination. It is our time, the 21st century. These next 40 years are going to be critical. We are in 2013. By the time we get to 2050, African people will be almost free, almost totally dead. There is no in between. These next 40 years are critical, and we need to get serious.
This hurts my heart. He goes over there and takes money from them. It hurts my heart. It really does. Here also, but if it got down to the point where that's your last, I would like to think that it wouldn't put some of us in the same predicament. They don't have the resources that we have over here. That's why they migrate to America. They don't have those resources up in. So when they give, they really give from the heart. when he's running around using that money, he should appropriate it with that respect.
It's about our work. So when you see these DVDs, you purchase these DVDs, and you support the work that we're trying to do. That is a small price that you have to pay by buying this, by supporting the big price we have to pay through our blood, sweat, tears, and hours of labor. So just give us a small donation of making this happen so we can get the work done.
I'm trying to see if there's any more information. So here it is. As Pan-Africans, we fully believe in helping ourselves. There is no such thing as helping Africans in Africa to the exclusion of Africans in America, just like there is no such thing as helping Africans in America to the exclusion of Africans in Africa. That was something you damn sure could have done better. Dr. Umar Johnson, Liberia, West Africa. I might have said Libya. I keep doing that. I don't know why, but Dr. Umar in Libya, Liberia, see, the Liberty Shine Experience DVD now. So why ain't nobody talking about this, or where is the who funded this? All that. I got so many questions. This 1999. So it was something maybe, I don't know. Then he did wholesale and special screenings. So he went in and did exactly, he tried to do his own. He does projects and it flops. I wouldn't have done this. Not because I don't care, but because it's not something, it's probably him talking instead of something that is, let me show you guys this before I let you go. I've been looking for this video for a while. And I think I might have showed you guys this in the past video. But I want to show it to you again. Hold on. Okay. This will look really familiar when you think about what's inside of the school. So this is Cameron and Obenifo. This is I'm not even going to try to do it because my tongue is lazy. Abibi Tumbi. Abibi Tumbi. I'm getting better.
All right, Abibi Tumi, Abibi Fahondia. This is Obenfo Badale Kamban. And I know a lot of you have been following this story about Fugu Wednesday, what happened in Zambia and all of that. And I know this is going to come as a surprise to those of you who have followed me over the years, but I actually think that we should reverse this idea of Fugu Wednesday. Now, when I say reverse, I don't mean repeal. What I mean is actually reverse it. So this means you wear Fugu on Wednesday and then you wear who knows what all the other days, which are usually not going to be clothes made by Black people. So I'm saying you should select one day where you wear clothes not made by Black people. Then the other 6 days, you're wearing clothes made by Black people. So let's reverse this idea of one day for Fugu and then the rest for whatever else, Obruniwewu, and rather make it Obruniwewu one day for those who must wear it, and then all the other days, Fugu or something made by Black people. So that's just a quick one for you from Obinfo Badale Kama, coming at you live from Abibi Tumi headquarters at Kwepe Mampon. Abibi Tumi, Abibi Fahondi.
Okay, let me look for this other, because I want to show you what he's standing in front of, because Umar likes to act like FDMG is the only thing. This was absolutely built. Hold on. Look at this school, y'all. Look at this.
Abibitumi ho asɛm nti saa adwen ɛbɛtumi ahyɛ fam na adane na ahyɛ ta afa wiase afa nyinaa so it can spread throughout the entire world from the land of black people. So that's the discourse that's going on. We're done with the IMF big white people
This
discourse.
is the I was looking for
Big white people discourse. We're done
the
with
video that shows the thought and the care from the door. And I told him, I said, you should, I mean, it's his school, whatever, but he did incorporate these, and these symbols mean something. That's why I was trying to find the videos so you guys would know what all this stuff means. But every thought of this, every piece of it was thought out, and it's wonderful. It's beautiful on the inside. But these doors, they tell a story. You know what I mean? And it took them a year to make them. They're heavy. Oh my! I gotta find this because you guys will never understand how magnificent this is. The care. This is all black funded. But he likes to put on. Is this it? Yes, here we go. I've been looking for this for months, y'all.
So again, you found the significance of the 8 there, and then including Atum, that would be the 9, what they call the Ennead. And then here you see another creation story, which is from the original capital of Kemet, what they call Mennefer. That's where the term Memphis comes from. And this is of Ptah. And then from Ptah, you had Sia, which is and on it, it has various creation stories of classical Kemet. So this one, the lower register, is referring to what's called Khumnu, what they call Hermopolis, and it deals with the 8 original Neteru. So the 8 original Neteru are aspects of being. So you have Nun and Naunet, and this is what you see written in Meta Neter. Nun, Naunet, Amin, Aminet, Ke, Keket, and then He and Hehet. And the idea was that in the beginning, before any type of creation or transformation took place, everything was wet. That's these two.
Now this I did donate to it because I had to. I had to donate to this. I've been looking for this video for a long time. Gotta been over a year.
Hidden, that's these two. Dark, that's these two. And infinite, and that's basically going into the origin of all creation stories that you can think of as going into this is the nature of being at the beginning of the beginning of the beginning. And again, it's 8. That's also why we have the 8 sides. So when we go in, I'll show you the 8 sides. Now, this is another creation story, which is called Ilnu. So this is dealing with Nebuchadnezzar. And in this, you see Nebuchadnezzar in the form of Khepra, bringing the sun, into being. So Khepra is the sun at sunrise. And then from there, you have Atum, and Atum. From Atum, you have Shu and Tefnut. So you see Shu here written, Tefnut written here. You have Geb on this side, and then you have Nut on this side. So these 4 were issued from Atum, and then from Geb here, and then Nut, you have Asar, who's here. You have Aset, who's here. You have Nebethut, and you have Setech. So again, you find these 8, 4 on this side, 4 on that side. So again, you found the significance of the 8 there, and then including Atum, that would be the 9, what they call the Ennead. And then here you see another creation story, which is from the original capital of Kemet, what they call Mennefer. That's where the term Memphis comes from. And this is of Ptah. And then from Ptah, you had Sia, which is exceptional insight. You have Hu, which is authoritative utterance. Then you have Hekau, which is the power to bring things into being. So I've never seen anything that has all of the creation stories in one, but because I knew them, I decided to combine them all into one single, edifice, and that's this door here. Now, as we're outside, before we go inside, I'll bring you into something. So you found the significance of the 8.
If you like to learn This man will teach you if you like to learn. Him and a few others, but he's his daddy's child. I'm telling you. But I want you guys to just might skip around a little bit, but if you're going to ever sit down and watch him bring a notebook, you're gonna learn.
Also, the idea that as above, so
This is what young people should be concentrating on. But if you like all of that gimmick and stuff, it ain't it's not gonna be any of that.
below. Now you see here is four sides in terms of the color of these stones. It's basically like a square or a diamond here. Now the four sides is like, well, I thought you were saying 888, but if you see that as above, so below, so there are
Below.
four here on the ceiling, which is made out of wood, and then the other four are here on the ground. So the idea is that as above, so below.
Below,
And then
yeah.
also here in the center, you see that
Look
there's
at
golden
how
chandeliers made out
beautiful that's made.
of dinya wood, and that one also has 8 sides. If you see the lights here that are on the wall, these lights also have 8 sides. Now, where it comes to the design here, this is called bomborisi. These are used in
Bomborisi.
Sirigu and places like this in the Upper East, also in Burkina Faso. And when you see the
This is what's in the hallways of FDMG in that little indention.
vertical, triangles, this represents the masculine aspect. And then you see the horizontal triangles that's cut here into the stone. That's the feminine aspect. Now, again, you see that these aren't like imported Italian tiles or anything like this. This is a natural stone that, they quarry here in Ghana. And it was very important for us to use, these types of stones for this. So again, you see the combination of the feminine as a foundation and then the masculine. You notice that the entire structure is raised off the ground.
And
And
his
the
dad's
idea is
in the
that you have
picture. Did y'all see that? Okay.
Notice that the entire structure is raised off the ground. And the idea is that you have Kumseke, which is a place of those who are living, and then Kumpemba represents the ancestral realm. Also being installed, the elevation of being installed is also represented in the house as well. This is actually representative
Look at
of wealth.
that.
So this one that goes all the way around up to the top, this is a representation of cattle in the sense of cattle being a form of wealth. And then here you see the Kanaga mask. This is a Dogon mask, which also represents the idea of Osro and Asasi, as above, so below, in so many terms. They actually wear this mask. It's probably one of the most famous of the Dogon masks. And then you have this one, which is Abibi Fahodia, the Adinkra that I mentioned in the other interview that I created. And again, the structure itself, this is all mud block, right? So just fired by the sun to harden it, but that's what the structure is.
And he could have bought land. Umar could have bought land and made a structure identical. Well, not identical, but he could have used the same materials. He wouldn't have been well, not the ones that are like the stone and stuff, but he could have built a school and put thought into it and designed it. He had enough time. He had enough money.
As we can go ahead inside.
I just wanted to get y'all to the inside.
Here we have Nana once again.
I hope they show how thick those doors are.
But you'll notice a similar motif that outside you see the vertical triangles. You see this also in the Bogolan. And the Bogolan is what they call mud cloth. And this is found in Mali, Burkina Faso, places like this, northern Ghana as well. And then again, on this side, you have other very famous scenes of classical Kemet, which is again, various creation stories. So on the one side, you saw the Neteru in the solar boat. On this side, you see Shu separating Geb and Nut. So Shu represents the wind, Geb represents the earth, Nut represents the night sky with the fiery beings inside, the sun, the stars inside. And then here you have Ptah, Sia, Hu, and Heka. Here you have Atum, Tef Nut, you have Aset, you have Asar, you have Setef, and Nebet Hut. So you have the Ennead here, the 9 Nechiru, then you have the Men Nefer creation story that you can find on the Shabaka stone here between Ptah and then Siahu and Heka. Here you have actually a combination of 2 creation stories. So the one that I mentioned before, the 8 original Netra at the beginning of creation. So you have Amen, Amenet, you have Nun, Naunet, you have Ket and Keket, and then you have He and Hehet. So again, the idea is that in the beginning, everything was hidden, everything was wet, everything was dark, and everything was infinite. And basically, this is a metaphor for the conditions of creation inside of the womb, right? So you can think of the womb of the universe is analogous to the womb of a woman and vice versa. So the black woman specifically. And then also the creation story of Waset, where Amen came to be known as Nesut Necheru, which is the king of all of the Netcher. And so that's represented in this one, he's wearing a crown. Then Amenet is also wearing a crown. So this is, these 2 by themselves form the Waset creation story. So it's actually 4 of the major creation stories of classical Kemet, all in one door. And again, this is a single tree. And it took them an entire year to carve this tree. So we moved in before they got done with the door because it just took that much effort. If you look at just the minute nuances and details and everything in it, then you'll understand. And the door is actually very thick. Like if you took a 50 caliber gun, it can't go through this door. So, this is it. And when they first lifted it, so it's drier now, but when they first brought it, it was very heavy because it still had the moisture inside. It took 6 full-grown men to carry this.
It's basically more than metal.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And in Ghana, everyone wants to get doors from Turkey and, security doors. There's no more security than this. You'll need a bulldozer and you just have to knock down the whole front before you get through this door. And again, if you see the facade in the front, this is analogous to, in classical Kemet, they will have the sarech, which is the front side of the palace. It literally translates to cause to know. So that's why we have the windows like this, because it's analogous to how the front of the palace looked like in classical Kemet. Again, you see the significance of the 8. So if you count the segments here, 1, 2,
put so much thought into
3,
this.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8 segments all
Everything's
throughout.
balanced.
Again, that's the significance of the 8. If you look at the lights here, you see 2 here, 4, 6, and then 8. So again, that's the significance of the 8 in terms of the lights. If you also look at the number of pillars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, the 2 big ones outside. So again, you find the number 8 infused throughout, just like it is in our cosmology and our worldview.
That's his mother. Oh, look at this.
As Black people, the center is what's called Dikenga. So that's what I mentioned is the eating area. And it represents the sun at sunrise, at noon, at sunset.
You got his dad there.
And then at midnight. So the idea is that the same way that the food gives us life, it's like a living sun, and we're like the planet surrounding the
They got doors, the doors back there. Everything is. Yes. If I was to have a home, this would be how I would want my home.
That's the same way that this is the center of the house and so forth. So again,
I would want to have a home in Ghana,
Dikenga, which is out of the Congo, the concept of the hours. And then each room is named after the major portions in terms of the hourly time system. So we have in Sinsa, we have Kinsamina, we have Malumatulu, we have Makielo. So each door, it represents a specific portion in time of, how the day goes. And that's analogous to a human being's life. You have your morning, your sunrise,
I hate
your
to
life,
speak through this,
but rises again, and then that's
make sure we get
back here.
The rest of it.
And again, we have life, a tree representing life here in the center. And then again, this is the Dikenga. As you come, you'll notice that the entire structure is oriented east. This is exactly east. And this is how what they call the Great Pyramid of Giza, Mer Khufu, is structured. So it points exactly east, north, west, and south. So if you ever want to get your bearings, you don't need a compass. You can come to Abibitumia Himfie. You can see exactly where east is. So that was quite intentional because In classical Kemet, for example, as well as among the Dogon and so forth, they would actually orient structures exactly towards these, geographic points and locations.
Mhm.
So that was intentional in terms of how we're doing. And then again, if you look up, you see that this is wood. My parents built a log cabin in North Carolina, and that's what I grew up in. And the
Mhm.
ceiling was very much, it looked exactly like this. So that's the inspiration for doing, the ceilings in wood. Most places you go, they'll have ceilings made out of this plastic.
Look at the borders on it. Look at this. Man, it took so much time into this.
So all of those are here because, again, how can we talk about Black power and we're dependent on someone to provide our very food? So this is actually living out Black power as it is. This is my favorite seat in the house. This is also made out of dinya wood. Again, one of the strongest woods. This is going to outlast all of us who are, here. And it's my favorite seat because this is where I can come and do work. People say, "Oh, you can now relax." I say, "No, this is where I come to do my work."
Mm.
And again, this is all throughout. And then we have a compost pile and then also a biogas digester that we just set up very recently. So the compost is over there. We're just getting it started, and the children made it themselves. That's the pattern.
Yes.
And the way it
We
works,
have a compost, and I always get mixed up on what to put in it. I don't know. It's just hard.
as we, have natural waste, we're able to make our own fertilizer, right from that waste. All of these are the plantain trees that I mentioned. This is coconut. You can see the coconuts are starting to fruit right here. Down there, that's where we have the pumpkins and all the other things growing. This is the second most beautiful view. I love this hill, especially the way the sun comes up
Mm-hmm.
this hill. It's truly amazing, the way that you can see it. And also in the morning where there's like a mist, in there. It's
I
the
bet
land
you
of
that's good.
living
Have your tea outside.
our ancestors have downstairs. Yeah. And this is my least favorite view because it's just a town. But this is Mampong town, my beloved Mampong. You see, this is a solar carport where we park our kantankas, and that's what gives energy to the entire place.
Look at
We
that.
also have those solar panels there to supplement, and then they
Yes.
also run the solar borehole. There you see the water pump machine over here.
Got a
The
little
water pump
gazebo down there.
I have, as I mentioned, 20,000 here, 20,000 there. And then we have an above ground pool on the other side for the children to enjoy themselves. This is a powerhouse where, we convert the power from solar to what we
Who would not send their kid there?
as I mentioned, as Bofre.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I want to live there.
what it cost to do the stone all throughout was less than doing 3 bathrooms in tile. The entire
Wow.
stone everywhere was less than doing 3 bathrooms in tile. Because my architect initially, he was saying, "Oh, if it's stone, then it won't be even, then there will be bumps." So he was like, "Oh, you should go in for the tile." We priced the tile, and the price of all of the stones everywhere that you see in every room, including the washrooms and everything, was less than the 3 bathrooms for
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. I'm sorry. That's all.
Yeah, you should definitely
That's beautiful.
think about the
I want to show y'all something else before I get off. I'd love to just cover this. And some I will, but I wanted to show you this because there is another one that I want to show you guys. And his story is pretty dope too. I don't know why, because they want the crash out. They want the messy stuff. I feel like if they really wanted something that was worth Let me see if I can pull it up, but I don't remember this person's. Let me see if I can. I see this guy, his channel. Oh, here he is. Let me see. He finally got him on there, and I was like, yeah, because I watch him. This is gonna be a good one, you guys. It's funny too, but this is quite a while ago. It's not long, so and even if it was, but I'm saying if you guys are thinking that it's gonna be a whole lot.
Representing Kenya today, which means that different countries but one Africa. What country are you representing?
I found this because I made a comment and I was talking about wearing African garb, and when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, I feel like there's nothing wrong with, but I mixing up, you know, because he's gonna go over all of that. But my whole thing was, if you're going to wear it, you should know what you have on, what it means. Look at the staff he got.
Today?
One Africa, one African people throughout the world. So these Berlin Conference fragments, I don't call them countries anymore, I call them cages. So when you try to go from Ghana to Togo, they'll ask you if you have a pass from a white man that will allow you to go to a new cage. So me, I don't deal with these cages because my ancestors they were enslaved long before any of these cages existed. So I represent all black people throughout the world, regardless of location.
Wow, this is gonna be an interesting episode. My name is Maya, and what is your name?
Nana Kwame Pebi Dati Odikain, Bamuchidom Hene Iwa Ekwepe Mampon. And I'm also known as Okunini Obadele Kambon. So I've given you my traditional title as Bamuchidom Hene, and then also my birth name, Obadele Kambon.
I feel like you're a king. Like in Ghanaian culture, like the way you've dressed, I think somebody see you will think that you're a king. Are you a king?
Yes, Chidom Hene. So Bamu Chidom Hene at Ekwape Mampon.
Ekwape Mampon.
Yeah.
Where were you born?
I was where or when?
Where exactly?
Okay, so I was born in Brooklyn, New York, 1970.
He was born in Brooklyn.
June 16, 1979. But I didn't live there long. We moved when I was about 1 year old to North Carolina.
He's a Gemini.
My parents' plan was, one, if you're interested in African liberation, you can't do much but talk about it if you're living in New York because you're dependent.
That explains his intellect.
For your water, for your food, for your transportation, on the exact same ones we are trying to get free from. So they decided to move to North Carolina to build their own log cabin in the woods, to grow their own food, to have their own water supply and everything else. So that's how we grew up in a very rural setting, maybe about 30 to 40 minutes outside of Raleigh, North Carolina, which is the capital. Their plan was to go from there to the Caribbean because North Carolina is where my mother's side of the family was enslaved. And then the Caribbean is where my father's side of the family was enslaved, specifically St. Kitts and Barbados. And then their eventual plan was to come to Africa. So for me to be here, I'm actually fulfilling the rest of their initial plan.
So you moved to Africa. Is Ghana your first destination?
I've actually been to about 12 or 13 countries in Africa, but Ghana was the very first place that I came to in Africa. Besides Ghana, Burkina Faso, Mali, Togo, Benin, Nigeria, Gambia, Senegal, La Côte d'Ivoire, Kenya, Ethiopia, Egypt, South Africa. I feel like I'm missing something, but that should give you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the way you've dressed, I've seen you like the whole of today. This is what you've been wearing the entire day. Like,
That's what I mean.
I had to go and look for my own for this interview. Why do you dress like this?
Because I'm African, right? And when we think about things, just in terms of the economic warfare that's being waged against African people, is that we're given various created tastes and desires. And what I mean by that is that the exact same ones who enslave and colonize us tell us that our clothes are no good. So once we basically internalize that idea, now who do you have to go to get the clothes that are good? The same ones who've been enslaving and colonizing you. So now they take the money from you, financing them just from a taste, just from a desire, and then they use that to build the prisons, the bullets that shoot us down in the streets, the bombs that they bomb Africa with. And all of it comes, not all of it, but a good portion of it comes from all the Africans you see walking day by day. They've given billions and billions in what's effectively aid to the exact same enslavers and colonizers. So for me, primarily economic, but, in other aspects too, but understanding this as actually economic warfare. So it's not, oh, this looks cute, it's that, no, I'm supporting my own African people. And when I do that, now instead of financing my enemies to the tune of billions and billions, that same money can go to other African people.
Africa for Africans.
That's right.
You believe in that?
Exactly, yes.
Do you think all black people are from Africa?
All black people are Africans and all Africans are black people. Matter of fact, when I write it, I use the equal sign. I say African equals black, and I write Africa with a K, just so people are not confused, because you have all of these fraudsters who are trying to hijack the term Pan-Africanism. Now, if you look at those who invented the word Pan-Africanism, coined the word.
You said fraudsters. We already know what that is.
In the 1900 resolution from that conference that was held in England, they actually mentioned specifically countries like Haiti, like Liberia, Ethiopia, and any others that emerged. They mentioned, so for them, they're already talking about not just those who happen to be on the continent, but all black people. So they use the word African, black, and Negro interchangeably. So for me, when you're down with the real Pan-Africanism, not the fraud Pan-Africanism, you're talking about black people regardless of location. Unfortunately, Pan-Africanism, the term, has been hijacked by these fraudsters who mean location, whether or not you're black. And recently we've seen that with the AU, when they allowed Morocco in 2016, who applied to join the AU, that they were admitted, while Haiti, who was mentioned by those who invented the word Pan-Africanism, they applied to join, and they were rejected on the grounds that they are not located on the African continent. So for me, that's anti-African, it's anti-black, and it's against everything that Pan-Africanism is about. And basically you have these people who are trying to get rid of Pan-Africanism altogether and come with that idea, what they call all Africanism. So it means excluding black people who aren't located on the continent, and then incorporating the Arab enslavers. And when you look at a place like Morocco, they use the exact same word for slave and black person, it's abid. For them, there's absolutely no difference. If they mean black, they mean slave. If they mean slave, they mean black. But then this is who was allowed into the AU. And the only deliberation was how well they're treating other Arabs in Western Sahara. Not a single discussion about the enslavement of black people there.
Wow. Let me know. I see yourself as African. Right now you live in Ghana. Do you have a Ghanaian passport or American passport?
I actually have a Ghanaian passport, and let me show you if you're interested. So a couple of years ago, 2016, 34 of us, we had our citizenship restored, and I use that in the term that Oman Penny Mahama used. So he said, I'm not giving you anything, I'm restoring what's rightfully yours. So we hold on to that, and this is actually it right here, the Ghana passport.
And you guys might not know this, but this man got a whole lot of money on himself. He got a whole lot of money. I'm looking at his hands and what this stuff is made out of. Yeah, so everyone.
When you're talking to me, I heard you saying Oman Penny Mahama.
Oman Penny Mahama.
So Wakachi.
Mekachi.
The Kasa Himpa. Hey, my tree is not coming. I said fancy, you know.
Only a fancy.
Okay, before Kasa I can bear him.
Meka be say no nsiambi.
Ebinim ne hindene.
Ebimu ne P Yoruba, Wolof, Kiswahili, Kikongo, and no teacher in Adia Kano. Aye nkitingite yemfa say nkran kasa metumi chia, ebe kasa metumi chia, dogon kasa metumi chia, bambana kasa metumi chia. kasa ahodoɔ bebree ɛno deɛ menkan.
Me ya sure say we say we ka Swahili and when some cameramen omo fi Tanzania and Kenya.
Sawa.
Hey, wait on because person me omo share no omo ya sure say in fact we can sakasa no. Mpesa woni me cameraman e kasa na mo hwade.
Sawa. Habari za jioni.
Nzuri sana za kwako.
Nzuri sana.
Okay.
Jina lako nani?
I asked him if he has been to Tanzania before.
Umeshafika Tanzania?
Hapana. Lakini nitasafiri kwa Kenya.
Oh, he says that like he has already traveled to Kenya.
Lakini
asking him how did he manage to learn Swahili?
Umejifunza vipi Kiswahili?
Nilijifunza Kiswahili kwa chuo kikuu cha Morehouse ni Atlanta.
Studied Swahili the University of Morehouse. Wapi?
Atlanta. Atlanta, American.
What other question?
And apart from Swahili, you speak Wolof?
Wolof.
Nakandef?
Jamre kana. So bëggee mën nañu waxtaan ci Wolof bu baax a baax.
That's the only.
All I know is
speaks a lot of languages. I wish I could speak that many languages confidently. I want to learn Yoruba though.
Wow, and Amharic? You speak Amharic?
Amharic, I can order food in Amharic because the main context I've learned Amharic is in Ethiopian restaurants.
Yeah.
So I can say things like un miso wat falekalu, wa falekalu, kikalicha falekalu. Like these types of things.
I'm really impressed.
Konjo, like
Konjo.
Yeah.
Yana Konjo.
Yeah.
And there's one, I forgot. I'm a Seganalo.
Exactly. It's you're Mexican. All of those ones. But those I don't count any of those.
Okay.
Right? So like if there are languages that I can just do small in, then I could count maybe about 50 of those. But I don't count those as like languages I speak fluently.
Would you say that Africans should try and embrace their own language, especially if you go to so many African countries like the East Africa? Some of them have started like using Swahili in classrooms and stuff. But when you come to Ghana, English is in classroom. Is there anything you want to say about that?
You know, when I was in Kenya, I was so impressed because I was like, these people are serious. Because when you look at the soundboards, things are in Kiswahili actually. So this is the cho, this is, you know, everything. So I said, wow, these people are actually serious about being African. I had people who were in Kenya was like, it's not so great. But, you know, if I compared, you know, at least that language policy with what we have in Ghana, you know, Ghana is light years behind as far as that goes. To defend themselves. And this is my son, Kweku. As you see, he likes this.
He's big now, but look at how little he
Feel the spotlight, he'll just hop up in here.
Yeah.
Kweku, yeah.
Good to say. Yeah.
Wow. Kwako kan wa Kiswahili moja. Kumi. Yeah. Sawa, pongezi. Hongera. Yenkan wachi. Bako. Yenkan wa Yoruba na.
Waka Yoruba.
Oko. Ẹ̀sán. Okari. Ọ̀kànlá.
Èjìlá, ẹ̀tàlá, ẹ̀rìnlá, àrùndínlógún, ẹ̀rìndínlógún, ẹ̀tàdínlógún, ẹ̀rìndínlógún, ọ̀kàndínlógún.
Ogún. Ọ̀ka ìláyé. Yo, kwasi ho. Yeah, bye-bye.
Wow.
He's the shit.
Let me take Johnson.
Yep.
Bruh. I see. Okay. Before I remember walk on, I wanted you to tell.
He's on. I don't know if anybody knows this, but he's like, I don't know, maybe like their Kai Sanat in Africa. So he's got a big channel. I didn't know he had ever went on. Ken Barton had ever been on there. But let's keep going.
Loss. Like there are a lot of black brothers out there,
Mhm.
or black brothers and sisters out there who are looking forward to move to the motherland. Is there any message that you have for them? Since you're saying Africa is for Africans, any message you have for your fellow Africans out there?
Yeah, so we actually have started an initiative called repatriatetogghana.com.
Okay.
So with this, we're actually assisting Africans with everything from just advice to actually on the ground, helping them go to the Lands Commission, go for citizenship and all of the things of that nature. So because we started that initiative at African Studies, there was an elder, Dr. Maulana, who really spearheaded it. And it was through the office, my office at African Studies, that the first 34 were able to get their citizenship. And then also this next batch that's about to get it, all of their forms came to me initially. It's since gone on to Dr. Maulana. And like I said, he's been absolutely, indispensable for this process and really, spearheaded it. But these are some of the things that we're doing to actually assist Africans. It's not enough to just beat people over the head and say, oh, you should repatriate.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, how do I do it? What job will I have? How will I take care of myself? How will I take care of my family?
And they will walk you all the way through it. If I was going to go to Africa, that's the way I would go.
And what we're doing is we're answering those questions for them so that we can actually get to the practicalities of doing these things. Also, I put myself through school for the PhD by teaching African languages online. So Chi, Yoruba, and Wolof, teaching those through my site, abibitumi.com. So Abibitumi, that translates to Black Power. And that's what we're all about, Black Power, Abibitumi. And basically the idea is that, so many people, when they are interested in African liberation, they only talk about it in English or in French or in Portuguese. It's like, why would we have to talk about Black Power in the languages of our colonial enemies? That we need to actually speak about Black Power in African languages. So that was actually a coinage so that we can have that. Also, Abibi Fahundie, which is actually the name of my capoeira group, abibifahundie.com. So that translates to Black liberation or African liberation. So all of our languages, Black and African, are the same thing. So if you look at P, Obibini, the Bibi is the Black part. So you say Obibini, Abibi mine, that's the land of Black people. If you look at Yoruba, Adulawa is those who are Black in color. That's what we call Africans. And then Ile Adulawa is Africa. If you look at Bamanakan, which is the Bamana language out of Mali, they say Farafin and Farafina for Black person. And Africa is the exact same thing. And Wolof Nitkunyul, it means Black person, real Nitkunyul, land of Black people. If you look at Kikongo, you have Ndombe and Bandombe as plural. If you want to refer to this land that we call Africa as Nsia Bandombe. Now, you would think, okay, maybe this is just a modern thing. But if you look at Kemet, this is the ancient, what they now call ancient Egypt. The land, actually, it means the exact same thing as Abibi Mine. It means land of Black people. And we call ourselves Kemetiu, which means Black people. So this is our identity, that regardless of location, we are all Black people. And this is why I even advocate that we need to start using those terms again. Because when you say African, you can have anyone who hops in there and says, look, I was born here, so I'm African. So here's a guy Chinese as the day he was born. Oh, look, I'm African because I was born here. So once we understand that Kemetiu is what we call ourselves, Kemeti singular, then we can understand that we're all Kemetiu regardless of location. So those Africans in Haiti, those are Kemetiu. And that too is Kemet, if we understand what it actually means. In Haiti, that too is Kemet. If we understand it means land of Black people, well, what land is blacker than that? It's a lot blacker than Morocco. So these are the things that we really have to get into the system.
Thank you so much for talking to us. I really appreciate it. I would love to shake your hand, and man, this is a lot of money, so maybe I might take it and sell.
But this is why we do the capoeira, so that someone wants to take your money. You can get your capoeira on.
Wow, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Hope you guys enjoyed this amazing episode. It's your boy, Mr. Ghana, baby, right here in Ghana. I'll be in Togo on Saturday. So wait for the boy and let's take Togo to the world. Aya Maya.
Nice. Love it. Okay, I'm going to kill it right there. I hope everybody has an amazing day and a productive day. I am going to take myself to sleep because I am pushing over 24 hours. But I'll be back. I'll do another recording soon. I just wanted to get this good information in you guys, especially with the Kanban. It's nice to end on a happy note. All right. Peace out.